of 2 Trojan students, I can personally attest to the benefits of a St. James education. At St. James School, our purpose is to build up every child from the inside out, to encourage each heart, to build character, and to elevate potential. Every day, we work hard to live out our purpose in the classroom, on the stage, and on the field. Thank you to the following businesses who have partnered with us to support and build up our students this year: Adams Drugs, Alabama 811, Baptist Ortho Now, Breck Honey State Farm, Brindle Sprinkler Company, Bush Law Firm, CB&S Bank, Dentistry for Children, Doug's 2 Salon, Gunthorpe Financial, Dr. Derek Wessner and Dr. Lee Murphy from Houston Clinic, Just for Grins Orthodontics, Judge J.C. Love, Merrill Lynch Webb Chastain, Merrill Lynch Jake Ray, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, Montgomery Dentistry, Montgomery Paint and Body, Moore Company Realty, On Point Habitat Management, Pinion Law Firm, Regions, River Bank and Trust, Southern Specialty Physicians, Attorney Katie Steenwinder, Tanner Landscaping, and Zaxby's. Go Trojans!
Well, our football journey has reached the halfway mark. Yep, tonight is Game 6. And if you think about the football season as a journey, well, things feel a little better around St. James this week. Because, you know, the best way to get back on the right road if you're lost or confused is to remember what's worked for you before. Try something that you're familiar with. Try something that's bailed you out. Yep, if you'll do what you've done before, sometimes you find your way. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's Friday night in Alabama, and this is St. James Trojan Football. We join you tonight from the J.R. Brown Press Box atop Carlisle Field on the campus of St. James School, where the Trojans, fresh off a homecoming victory, welcome the Trinity Wildcats for what promises to be another exciting and hard-fought game between these two crosstown rivals. If you were with us last Friday night, you know the Trojans got up off the floor after a tough series of 4 very, very demanding games and won their homecoming battle against Talladega 31-14. And they did it by returning to their roots, by going back to the wing T formation, which has been such a big part of St. James football over the last 20 years. In fact, the Trojans rushed for 212 yards on 36 carries last Friday night. That's the most rushing yards since the Trojans dropped the state semifinal game on the road to Mobile Christian way back in 2023. Yep, St. James found their way back on the road. The question, of course, is where does that road lead tonight? And if you're wearing blue and gold, you hope it leads to the same place it did a week ago. He's Brad Armagost, and I'm Sonny Brasfield. This is St. James Football on WRBZ.
Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new, lower car insurance rates in Alabama. So now you can get the great service and convenience of State Farm agent Breck Honey at an even better price. That's right. State Farm can help you save more cash and get the good neighbor service you deserve. It's the real deal for car insurance. State Farm agent Breck Honey is ready to help you save, Montgomery. Call my office today at 334-272-8423. That's 272-8423. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you or your family is a landowner, here is an important thing to know from On Point Habitat Management. The best way to improve the aesthetics and wildlife habitat quality of your property is with a prescribed fire burn. On Point's goal is to never send the landowner a bill, but to use funding available from the Department of Agriculture to accomplish the goals for your property. Consultations are free. Applications for the funding is free. Reach out to them at onpointhabitat@gmail.com.
Great Smiles start at Montgomery Dentistry on Woodner Boulevard. Doctors Anderson, Robertson, and Bittner have over 55 years combined dental experience and are proud to be an active part of the St. James community. Montgomery Dentistry accepts most major dental insurance plans, voted best dental practice for 8 years in a row. Ask them about financing options to allow you to get your dental care now and pay later. Located along Woodmer Boulevard. Follow them on Facebook and visit them in MontgomeryDentistry.com.
A Regions checking account can help you take your next step in life by giving you smarter, more convenient ways to manage your money. Open a Regions checking account today and bank safely and securely in a branch, online, on your phone, or with a phone call. You'll also love conveniences like text alerts, Regions mobile deposit, and our new bill pay system. Ready to move your life forward? To open a Regions checking account today, visit a branch or log on to regions.com/open now. Regions Bank. Message and data fees may apply to mobile services. Mobile deposit subject to fees.
We're back here at Carlisle Field. Sonny Brasfield and Brad Armagost. It's St. James versus Trinity, the 50th meeting between these two rivals. And even though they are very close to each other, I would say probably 4 miles, maybe 4.5 from the Trinity campus to here at Carlisle Field. These teams play in two different classifications and are quite honestly not in the same region very often. The Trojans playing in Class 4A in 2024 and this year. And the previous 2 years, St. James played in Class 3A and Trinity played in Class 3A. But believe it or not, they were in two different regions. And it's been a long time since the teams played in the same region. And it is not a region game tonight, meaning this one will have no impact on seedings for the playoffs, but it will certainly have an impact on the young men who are going to play this football game tonight. The Trojans come in with a little bit better frame of mind than last Friday night. St. James was 0-4 on the season for homecoming against Talladega, and the Trojans played much, much better. And we'll talk a little bit more about St. James and dive a little deeper into the Trojan portion of our pregame discussion here after the next break. But we're going to focus some discussion on Trinity and tell you a little bit about this football team. They are 4-1, 3-0 in region play, and they've essentially already qualified for the playoffs. They do have a big showdown next Friday night against 3-0 in region play and 5-0 overall, Montgomery Academy. So it'll be Trinity and Montgomery Academy next Friday night for what will be a de facto region championship. And if you wear St. James blue and gold, you can certainly hope that the Trojans are going to catch the Wildcats looking ahead to next Friday night a bit. Head coach for Trinity is Brian Seymour in his third year with the Wildcats, and he's had a very successful tenure so far, 23-7 an overall record. In 2023, his first year, he led the Wildcats to the state quarterfinals. They fell to Mobile Christian 42-21, and then the next week, Mobile Christian squeaked out a 3-point win over St. James to make it to the state championship game, where they quite honestly manhandled Madison Academy. And again, this year's Trinity has defeated Hopeville 15-14. They fell to Reeltown 34-6, but now Reeltown is the number one ranked team in Class 2A, so there's really no shame in that. And they've played 3 region games, 3-0, as I mentioned. They've defeated Prattville Christian 21-12, Alabama Christian 28-0, and Slocum last Friday night 42-6. So they've dominated their 3 region games by a combined score of 91-18. So this is a football team that had a bit of a rough start, quite honestly, pretty lucky to defeat Hopeville 15-14, and then the following week fell again in a game that wasn't very close, 34-6 to Reeltown. They made a change at quarterback, and this offense has been clicking, as I mentioned, since then, racking up 91 points in the last 3 games, so averaging just a bit over 30 points a game. Since they went to a 9th grade quarterback, Lance Sharpless, who has also run the ball very well at the quarterback position. And even though my blue and gold colors are going to show tonight, and I am very much going to broadcast this game from the Trojan perspective, I will tell you on a personal note, I worked for 20 years for Lance's grandfather, and have known the young man since he was a boy. And so tonight, I hope Lance Sharpless plays real well. I hope St. James outscores Trinity. But this young man has has played remarkably well at quarterback, started the season really as the number 3 quarterback for the Wildcats. Their starting quarterback injured in preseason practice. And then again, they had difficulty scoring in their first 2 games, and they made a change. And Sharpless has thrown the ball very, very well to be a first-year starter at quarterback as a 9th grader. When he goes to throw the football, he'll look for a couple of guys. Luke Hall, who has 11 catches. Reed Daniel has 8 catches, and Tillman Clements has 6 catches. So those 3 guys all have more than double the number of catches of any of the St. James receivers. So that's where Sharpless will look to throw the ball. And running, Tillman Clements, who, again, is 3rd in receptions. He's the leading rusher for Trinity, 53 carries for 318 yards. Brandon Boswell has 112 yards, and then Lance Sharpless, as we mentioned, with 106 on the ground. This Trinity team, though, changed coaches 2 full seasons ago, looks very, very much the same in what they try to do. It'll be a very aggressive front on defense, and then linebackers who will blitz on almost every play. Some linebacker will be coming for Trinity, and then they will play man-to-man on the outside a good portion of the time. They will mix in a cover 3 shell and play a little zone, but most of the time they're going to be man-to-man, and we'll look up and just say, guys, we think we're faster than you. We think that we can cover your guys man-to-man, and then that'll give us an extra defender in the box to try to stop the running game. And I certainly expect this Trinity football team to stack up the middle of the defense at the line of scrimmage. We'll talk about the Trojans' offense and what they'll be hoping to do after this next break. But St. James is going to try to run the football. We'll say that's short and sweet on this side of the break. But and that means Trinity is going to try to stop the run and force St. James to pass. The Trojans have not been a very good team throwing the football this season. So, that's the recipe for the Trinity defense. And certainly, at least in the last 3 weeks, they've been very, very successful shutting out Alabama Christian, giving up a late touchdown to Slocum, and then giving up only 12 points to Prattville Christian. So really, in the last 12 quarters, this defense is dominated, and St. James will have its work cut out for it if they're going to be successful moving the football and keeping the football away from the Trinity offense. That Trinity offense averaging 170 yards through the air and 187 yards on the ground. So Trinity averaging about 350 yards a game, and the Trojans averaging less than 140 yards a game. So from the offensive standpoint, St. James has its work cut out for it against an aggressive, experienced Trinity defense. And then defensively for St. James, this Trinity football team, very, very balanced. But again, it'll look like a team from the last decade: bubble screens, slip screens. They're going to dump the ball off in the flat to the running back. They will throw the ball deep if you creep up on them, but it is really a short passing game, and then they'll run the ball with 4 or 5 different running backs, keeping those guys fresh, attacking the perimeter, running the football. And St. James has practiced that all week. Trojans playing a few more players on defense last week, and that seemed to keep the Trojans a little fresher in the second half. And certainly that'll be a big issue tonight. Not real hot tonight, but again, with St. James playing, 6, 7, and sometimes 8 guys both ways, especially at the line of scrimmage, it's important that they be able to substitute a bit and try to get the guys a bit of rest if they're going to be able to compete in the fourth quarter against this very, very good but improving team for Trinity. And it's a Trinity program, very, very proud, a playoff veteran program in the last 26 years, since 1999. Trinity has only missed the playoffs twice. So this is a football team that expects to be playing as we near Thanksgiving, and they have a chance to do that this season. With all of that dominance making the playoffs, they only have one regional title since 2009, but have a chance to get another next Friday night as they take on Montgomery Academy. It's St. James versus Trinity tonight, though, and the Trojan faithful hoping the Wildcats are just peeking around the corner and thinking a bit about that Montgomery Academy game. We're marching closer to playoffs and marching closer to kickoff, and Brad Armagost and I getting ready to bring you all the details. And we're going to take a 2-minute break. And when we come back, we'll take a closer look at the St. James Trojans. It's St. James versus Trinity on WRBZ. You stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Shelly Nichols. If you see home ownership in your future, the future is now. Helping people get mortgages is what I do at Cross Country Mortgage. I'll help you find the home financing option that's right for you. Go to my website at ccm.com/Shelly Nichols and follow me on social media. Contact me today at Cross Country Mortgage about a home loan. Equal housing opportunity, subject to credit approval, NMLS 430123, company NMLS 3029, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is Judge J.C. Love in the Montgomery County Probate Court, wishing the St. James Trojans football team a winning and successful football season. Go Trojans. And while we're cheering for victory on the field, we're also protecting victories at home. Don't let property title fraud take away what you've worked so hard to build. Sign up today for the Probate Court's REACT program, the Real Estate Activity Alert and Contact Tool. It's free, it's fast, and it helps safeguard your property. Protect your property, protect your future. Learn more at www.reactnow.com. That's www.reactnow.com. Go Trojans.
Discover your stunning new look at Doug's 2 Salon. Find your breathtaking new hairstyle or color with our expert stylists and salon artists, and look absolutely radiant with our extensions, balayage, and keratin treatments. You'll find products from Aveda and Bumble & Bumble. So even when you leave the salon, you keep looking sensational. Call to make your appointment and look and feel amazing today.
I'm Cliff Meidel, 2-time Olympic athlete in the sport of sprint kayaking. In 1986, my life changed forever when I struck 3 buried high-voltage cables while working on an excavation site. 30,000 volts of electricity blew through my body. I'm lucky to be alive and able to walk again. Accidents like mine can be avoided with a simple call to 811.
Accidents can happen to anyone. Know what's below. Always call 811 before digging. Brought to you by Alabama 811.
As we get closer to kickoff for the 2025 edition of St. James and Trinity, Sonny Brasfield and Brad Armagost, and we're going to take a little closer look in this segment at St. James as we prepare for what should be a spirited rivalry for sure. As we mentioned, this will be the 50th meeting between St. James and Trinity, and the Trojans have won 7 of the last 9 games, and it's been a very streaky rivalry in the last 25 or 30 years. St. James has won 7 of the last 9, although Trinity won last year 28-7, and we'll talk about that game in just a second. But prior to that, Trinity won 15 of 16 games between 2001 and 2015. So it's been a very streaky rivalry. Trinity leads 35 wins. Trojans have won only 14 games against the Wildcats, and this rivalry dates back all the way to 1977 when Trinity won the first game 40-0. And the Trojans come into tonight's game with a little more confidence, feeling a little better about their opportunity to get a victory, based in large part on Larry Ware's first victory as head coach here at St. James, 31-14 last Friday night on homecoming against Talladega. Trojans' run defense was much, much better last week against Talladega. The Tigers ran the ball 25 times for only 4 net yards, and that came on the heels of 2 very, very disappointing Friday nights playing rush defense against Bullitt County and Handley. In those 2 games alone, the Trojans gave up 505 yards on the ground. But in the other 3 games this season, against Montgomery Catholic, Montgomery Academy, and then last week against Talladega, the Trojans have averaged giving up 43 yards rushing in those 3 games. I can't explain to you the difference, giving up 505 yards, which is, averaging more than 250 yards yielded on defense on the ground against Bullock County and Handley, and then giving up less than 45 yards a game, 100 yards, 150 yards less per game against Montgomery Academy, Catholic, and Talladega. Trojans hoping that they can dial up that run-stopping defense tonight and force Trinity to throw the football. If they can do that, St. James' opportunities and their chances to win the football game will be much, much improved. Now, if you were with us as we opened the broadcast, we mentioned that St. James made a shift in philosophy and formation last week, moving back to the wing tee. And I say back to the wing tee because when Coach Jimmy Perry came here, that was the go-to offense. St. James relied on the wing tee, quarterback hands under center, which is extremely unusual today, 1 tight end, and then a wing back that is almost always on the tight end side, lined up just behind the tight end, and then 1 running back generally directly behind the quarterback, and then another running back on one side or the other of that middle running back, and then only 1 wide receiver. This is a very run-heavy formation. It's a formation that depends a lot on shifting and motions. Trojans will run a lot of counter, a lot of toss sweep. They'll run a great deal of running off tackle, what used to be called power, and then they'll run a little misdirection as well. You'll see an end around. You might see a double reverse. It is a run offense predicated on angle blocks and not necessarily having to man up and drive your man 5 yards off the line of scrimmage. And that's good news because St. James doesn't have the biggest offensive line, and the Trojans have had trouble run blocking at times this season. And so St. James certainly hoping to be able to take advantage of this new formation. Now, to be honest, the Trojans had a big advantage on their first couple of possessions last Friday night because Talladega had not prepared for this offensive formation, and that will not be the case this week. Trinity has seen it on film. They defended it for 8 years, maybe even 7, 8 years, something like that, as St. James relied on this formation before they switched to a more spread passing attack, which was, really the offensive philosophy that the Trojans attempted to employ early in the season and just do not have the personnel for that. You also are probably aware that St. James came into the season without a single player on the roster who had ever taken a snap at quarterback, and that has had a lot to do with the St. James offensive struggles this season, really focused around the fact that they've had to rotate 2 guys at quarterback. One was the leading returning receiver in Mason Craig, and the other the leading returning rusher from tailback last year, Grant Phillips. And those 2 guys have split the time at quarterback, although last week it was Mason Craig almost the whole time and Grant Phillips in at running back. And he had a really good night running the football, 91 yards last Friday night, as the Trojans actually rushed for 212 yards on 36 carries. That was the most rushes on the ground in a single game since last year's victory over Handley here at Carlisle Field, and the most rushing yards since way back in 2023. So tonight, St. James will try to run the football out of this new formation. It's very difficult to throw the ball deep out of this formation, so we expect to see the Trinity safeties creeping up nearer and nearer the line of scrimmage as the night goes on. The passing attack will generally be rollouts, looking for either a back in the flat, a tight end drag, or sometimes you'll get a deeper out from a wide receiver. But it is a formation predicated on trying to run the football. Last year, St. James fell to Trinity 28-7, and I thought I'd mention some details about that game as we get ready for kickoff because it was most unusual. The Trinity Wildcats scored 4 touchdowns in the second quarter. The game was tied 0-0, but Trinity was driving early in the second quarter and scored to take a 7-0 lead, and then back and forth the game went until you were inside 2 minutes to go before halftime, and in 1 minute and 37 seconds of playing time, Trinity scored 3 touchdowns. We weren't here to broadcast the game last season. In fact, we were in Tuscaloosa on Friday night, and to tell you how quickly Trinity scored and blew open what was a hard-fought football game, 7-0 with under 2 minutes to go before halftime. I went inside Archibald's barbecue, picked up barbecue and came back to the car, and in the time I was inside, the Wildcats scored 3 touchdowns. So St. James actually punted Trinity deep inside their own 20-yard line, and on first down, Trinity completed a pass all the way down to the Trojan 1. They bumped that one in to make it 14-0. Kicked off to St. James. The Trojans fumbled on first down. Trinity scooped it up and ran it in for a touchdown. And then Trinity kicked off to St. James, and the Trojans just hoping, because they got the football to start the second half, trying to run the clock out. Trinity used their timeout. St. James made 1 first down. But they forced the Trojans into a punting situation with 3 seconds to go before halftime, and Trinity blocked the punt, scooped it up, and ran it in for a touchdown, and it was 28-7 at halftime. The Trojans scored on their first possession, but that was really all St. James could mount offensively last season as the Trojans dropped the game against Trinity 28-7. St. James again, had difficulty scoring points this season. If you've been with us, you know that. The Trojans averaging about 11 points per game, and Trinity averaging 23 points a game. So the Trojans, again, tonight, the key is going to be, can St. James establish rushing on the ground? And if they do, it'll be Grant Phillips, Miles Zukowski, who will carry much of the load. Phillips comes into tonight with 219 yards rushing on 42 carries. When Mason Craig puts it up, Luke Catchings has 4 catches on the season, as does Benton Alford, and Grant Phillips has 3 catches, and they are the leading receivers as the Trojans, averaging less than 70 yards a game throwing the football. So the Trojans and Trinity renew the rivalry, the 50th game between St. James and the Wildcats. A non-region game tonight, but if you ask these guys, I promise you this one counts. This will be one that these young men will talk about when they're an old play-by-play announcer. They'll still remember every play of what happens tonight. And St. James hoping to capitalize on the momentum that they generated last Friday night with the 31-14 victory over Talladega. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our weekly visit with head coach Larry Ware as he seeks victory number 2 as the head coach here at St. James. It's St. James versus Trinity. He's Brad Armagost. I'm Sonny Brasfield. We'll be right back. This is St. James football.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Derek Cunningham of the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. We're a proud supporter of St. James football. Being a member of this community and knowing that these students are part of our community, we at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office would like to let you know that we support you this football season, and we're here for you this football season.
If joint pain or athletic injury has you out of a game, call the Houston Clinic team at 334-245-6605. Doctors Lee Murphy and Derek Wessner are seasoned healthcare providers working to provide high-quality sports medicine care to the athletes of the River region. Dr. Murphy is an orthopedic surgeon. His clinical focus is on shoulder, elbow, and knee disorders. Dr. Wessner is a veteran and primary care sports medicine physician specializing in the primary care treatment of all musculoskeletal conditions. Visit Doctors Murphy and Wessner at Houston Clinic on Taylor Road in Montgomery.
Go, go, go. That's life. And at CB&S Bank, we help you keep up. We're redesigning financial freedom with the most sophisticated digital products. Check balances, pay bills, transfer funds, manage your card, and even deposit checks from wherever you are. Make purchases using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile device with Mobile Wallet in participating stores and restaurants. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
From all the employees at Adams Drugs, we want to say thank you to those who already trust us with your health care and prescription needs. If you are looking for a pharmacy, we would like to invite you to visit our website, adamsdrugs.net, and find a location nearest to you. We have 12 locations in the River region with services such as wellness screenings, blood pressure checks, and compounding, just to name a few. Please come in and experience the Adams Drugs difference. We look forward to serving you and your family.
We're back here at Carlisle Field as we get closer to kickoff. St. James versus Trinity. It's a non-region game, Coach, but it doesn't feel like a non-region night to me.
No, it's not. It's everything but typical when you're playing your in-city rivalry games such as Trinity. And, everybody's excited about this game. I mean, it's one of the biggest games in the region this week, and a lot of people will be out to see us tonight. I think we might be the game of the week, according to media. Yeah. And our kids are excited. Our fans are excited. Everybody's excited about it.
Well, and one of the reasons I think there's a little more excitement at Carlisle Field is the Trojans got a victory last Friday against Talladega. And I know you made some changes on offense, but you ran the football very, very well. I'll give you this dug up Sonny Brassfield stat. You rushed for more yardage last week than St. James has. I have to go all the way back to the 2023 semifinal game against Mobile Christian. You ran for more yardage last week than you did. I guess that would be in about the previous 16 games since then. So
that's an amazing stat. I didn't realize that, but I do know this: you got to run to win. Yeah. You got a lot of passing teams out there, but the teams that run the ball best controls the clock. They controls the dynamic of the game more or less. And, based on what we're made up of right now, with, talent as far as the quarterback position is concerned, running the ball is exactly what we needed to do last week. And we got that part done. So that has a lot to do with the victory.
Well, and you used two guys who are key to your defense. Grant Phillips and Miles Zukowski carried the football for you, and that was a big difference, I thought, in terms of how hard guys were running for you.
Yeah, Grant had a very good game, almost 100 yards rushing. Miles had a huge game right there toward the end with the long touchdown, and both of those kids, give us everything they have defensively. And just to see them perform offensively is really a plus for us, because it just lets the rest of the players know, hey, we're two-way players, and we got to go do what we got to do to get the job done, whether it's offense or defense. And those guys shined last week offensively and really paid dividends for us in our win.
And I guess I'd be remiss before we talk about Trinity if I didn't ask you. I assume the locker room was a little more fun last Friday night than the week before.
Smiles everywhere. I was really happy for the kids, and we kept after the ball game Saturday festive, and let them enjoy it. But we told them on Sunday we come in, we got to go back to work, and that's what we did. And we've been preparing for Trinity since Sunday, so we're gonna keep the win in our hip pocket, but we know we got to get back down to business.
Well, and speaking of getting down to business, it's St. James versus Trinity tonight, and Sonny Brassfield here with head coach Larry Ware. These kids all know each other. That's part of what makes this game a little more special. But there's just such a history between St. James and Trinity. And for me, when I look at them on tape now, it looks like a Trinity team from 10 years ago. Even though there's a new coaching staff, it doesn't look much different.
Yeah, and the thing about it, it's still good old-fashioned hate. And I hate to use that word, but you can't describe this rivalry a different way. Trinity got, good players. They got good coaches. They look a lot like Trinity, and this game is going to be a tough game for us, but it still goes back down to good old-fashioned hate, but our players will be ready, their players will be ready, and the city of Montgomery will be ready. I think it's going to be a really, really good atmosphere. So if you want to come to a good game, this is the one to come to.
Well, and, looking at Trinity on defense, let's talk about that a minute or two. Just run to the football real fast.
Yeah. You got to kind of squeeze the air out of it. They're going to run east and west a little bit, more than what we're probably used to. But they can also come downhill at you too. But yeah, get to the ball, wrap up, make tackles. I've always told our kids it's always about three things: blocking, running, and tackling. The team that does those three things the best normally wins.
Yeah, that part about football hadn't changed.
They haven't changed much.
Not even if we go all the way back to where there was a head coach was playing running back. It was the same, wasn't it?
Exactly right.
Well, it's St. James versus Trinity tonight, Coach. Give us a couple of keys for St. James to be able to get out of this rivalry. Oh, I didn't mention this. St. James has won 7 of the last 9 games against Trinity. So how do the Trojans make it 8 of the last 10?
Well, we got to take care of the ball. We got to keep the defense on the sideline and control the clock, because Trinity's offense can do the exact same thing. And if they're on the field, we don't have opportunities to score. So we're going to try to make sure that we are the ones who are controlling the ball. And that's really the largest thing for us, is just to keep our offense on the field. More times you get the offense on the field, more opportunities you have to score. So for us, it's going to be an offensive situation where we got to stay on the field as long as we can. And that just includes, converting first downs.
Well, Coach, we appreciate the time very much as you get ready. St. James versus Trinity. We'll be right back with the kickoff. This is St. James football on WRBZ.
All aboard for healthy smiles. At Dentistry for Children, they love to make kids smile. Dr. Schreiber and Dr. Thomas specialize in pediatric dentistry, treating infants, children, and patients with special needs. You can trust Dentistry for Children to provide the highest quality care for children of all ages. Beautiful smiles begin at Dentistry for Children. Call today to make your appointment with their professional caring staff. Dentistry for Children in Montgomery and Wetumpka, proudly making kids smile for over 40 years.
Nothing gets your attention like the pain you get when it hurts to walk. When you have that pain, reach out to Southern Specialty Physicians. Dr. Brian Sellers is a board-certified vascular surgeon with over 15 years of experience. And Dr. Brandon McCullum is an experienced podiatrist. Southern Specialty Physicians are working to keep Alabama walking. Located across from the AUM Water Tower on Sydney Curve and online at ssp.care. When you speak with patients at Just for Grins Orthodontics, you hear things like, "The staff is great. My daughter's teeth look perfect. I've been using them for over 2 years, and my service has been nothing short of amazing." Or, "My teeth have always made me a little self-conscious. Just for Grins fixed that, and not only do my teeth look great, they make me feel great." If you or your family need braces or Invisalign in a lively environment using the latest technologies with over 3 decades of experience, let's make the smile of your dreams a reality. Visit justforgrinsortho.com. A fire can spread through your home or business in less than 2 minutes. That's why it's important to think ahead and have the proper fire protection installed before it's needed. Brendel Sprinkler Company can inspect your current system and help make sure that you have the proper equipment when it's needed. Brendel works in new construction, existing homes, and renovations. They not only want to help extinguish fires, they want to save lives. Since 1960, with over 5,000 successful installations. Find them online at brendelsprinkler.com.
Well, we're here at Carlisle Field as we march toward kickoff. The captains are out at midfield for St. James, Jack Caradori, Max Ward, and the Trojans punter and defensive end, Dylan Hines, who's had just a fabulous year so far, Brad, punting the football. He has 9 punts in 5 games of more than 40 yards.
He's got a next level leg. He really does. He made a 40-yard field goal last week. Barely missed a 52-yard field goal. He's got a D1 leg, and I'd love to see what happens.
Yeah, he really does, and he's big enough. You know, at 6'2", he's big enough really to do anything in terms of kicking. And you know, it ought to be enough for me to say, "Hey, Brad, it's St. James and Trinity. You want to go watch?"
Yeah.
You know, and here it is. You know, the records don't make this sound like it's going to be a really, really good football team. St. James 1-4, Trinity 4-1. But I will say tonight what I said last Friday night, and that is the schedules aren't comparable.
No.
Trinity's only loss really to the only air quotes good football team they've played. The only other team they've played with a winning record is Alabama Christian, who's 3-2, and 2 of their 3 wins are against Class 2A teams.
Yes.
And so St. James, and we all know if you've been with us all year, they played Bullitt County undefeated. They played Hanley with a 4-1 record. Montgomery Academy undefeated. Catholic 2-3. Now you say, well, they're 2-3, but they're playing a 5A schedule.
They're playing a 5A schedule,
and this is really a 2A team that should be playing in 3A that's been forced up to 4A. So we'll see. But I think, at least my football instincts tells me, we're going to be here in the fourth quarter and the game's going to still be in doubt. But the Trojans have got to be able to do one thing.
Yeah.
And normally a football coach is going to say, got to be able to run the ball, got to be able to stop the run. And, okay. I'll give you that. St. James has got to be able to throw the football a little bit tonight.
I really think after watching what Talladega, the adjustments they made midway through the second quarter last week, 0 deep, basically 11 men within 4 or 5 yards of the ball.
Yep.
That's, if we just keep trying to run it, that's going to happen again. We're going to see that. My prediction is if we completed 2 or 3 passes last week, it's going to have to be 6 or 7 passes this week. If we can we average about 5 a game.
That's right.
If we can get 6 or 7 passes completed, it would keep them honest, keep Trinity honest, where they're not going to be within 4 or 5 yards of the ball. So
well, and
that's
and one of the issues that has really plagued St. James is a first cousin to throwing the football. Coach Bryant used to say, if you throw the football, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
2 are bad.
You can complete the pass, okay. You can throw an incompletion or you can throw an interception. In 5 games, St. James has only 2 takeaways, and both of those occurred in the Catholic game, and the Trojans have turned the ball over 10 times.
Yeah, that's not the stat you want.
No. So, St. James going to be reluctant, I think, to throw the football, but I'm with you. They're going to have to be able to complete enough passes to get this Trinity team to back up. And watching them on tape, I said this in the pregame, they don't look any different than a Trinity team from 10 years ago or 12 years ago or 8 years ago. It's a different coaching staff, but they still play the same way on defense. They all run as hard as they can.
They play hard, they're physical, and they are fast. Trinity is always there.
And they are fast tonight.
Yes.
But we're close to getting ready for what, is St. James' biggest rival, the 50th game between St. James and Trinity. The first one all the way back in 1977. Do you know where you were in 77, Brad?
77. I was 9 years old at Flowers Elementary off Harrison Road here in town.
Well, in 1977, I was a senior at Tuscaloosa High School. This is the biggest rivalry. It is not a region game. I'll try not to say that another time because this one is big. I'll say it again. It's St. James versus Trinity. That's enough. The kickoff's going to be taken at about the 5. Running toward the middle of the field. Missed the tackle near the 30. And down for the Trojans is Michael Delbridge. And St. James with a nice return to get their first possession of the night. We expect to see Mason Craig at quarterback. Up front, Jake Green and Will Steenwinder will be the guards. The tackles will be Landon Wiggum and Max Ward, and Jack Caradori is the center. That's the guys up front for St. James. And the quarterback, Mason Craig, is 6'1", 172. He's a senior. They marked the ball at the 26. 1st and 10, St. James in that single wing or wing T formation, and they shift, and the whole Trinity defense moves. We'll watch that tonight. Under center is Craig. On a little crossbuck are the Trojans, and they were looking for that one. Let me tell you what that play is, Brad.
Yeah.
St. James scored when they were running the wing tee on that play with one of the Sadie brothers who carried it for a touchdown on the first play. And St. James ran it again, a little double reverse, and lost 2 yards, carried by Andrew Yancey. I saw that one all week in practice, and I'm like, Trinity's going to be looking for that on the first play of the game, and they were. It's 2nd down and 12. Wide receiver this way for the Trojans is Alford. Straight ahead, running hard near the 30 and push forward.
Yeah.
Oh, near a first down is my man, Miles Zakowski. We'll see how they move it. They've waved them forward. First down, St. James is a pickup of 13.
Nice.
And the ball out to the 37, just off right guard.
Straight ahead power.
That's just a straight crossbuck on
with a young man
out of the wing tee.
With a young man who plays with a little streak.
He does play now. Let me tell you, if you had 11 that played that hard, all right. 1st and 10, a man in motion across the formation. That's Dawson Knowles running off left tackle again. Is Zakowski carrying it near the 40? It'll be a pickup of about 4 And you said this morning, Brad, just give me 3 a down, give me 3 a down, and that's about 4 right there. We're behind that offensive line. The tight end is Dylan Hines, and he'll swap in and out with Henry Wright. Andrew Saleta will bring the play in. In this formation, St. James has a tight end, a wing back, 2 running backs, and 1 wide receiver. Only 1 wide receiver in the game. 2nd down and 6. The ball across the 40. First possession of the night for the Trojans. With it, and a little running room. Grant Phillips may be gone. Phillips to the 30. They're not going to touch him, and there are no flags, and the Trojans take the lead. Grant Phillips, 59 yards, and St. James leads 6-0, 9:41 to go. And Phillips off left tackle over there behind Max Ward and Will Steenwinder. A nice block by Dylan Hines, and he was gone.
He was gone. He got a good seam. They had some guys that were shooting upfield and literally ran past the running back, took themselves out of the play.
6-0 Trojans. Hines will attempt the extra point. Salado will hold.
Number 9, Dylan Hines, will attempt the extra point.
Oh, boy.
Now it's a flag. Offsides against Trinity.
Oh.
I think St. James will probably decline it. See if Coach Ware will go for 2 here.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I think St. James is just going to decline it.
Yeah, an early score.
Yeah, kick that extra point. Don't go for 2 and give Trinity any reason to get moving.
You don't want to lose the game by 1 point.
No. Snaps a little high.
Nice.
The extra point is good by Hines. And let me tell you, we're going to keep this here. Did you notice how he paused for a second? Hines, the snap was high. Saleta had to come halfway out of the crouch to catch it. And Hines paused, give him time to get it down, and boot it through. And St. James leads 7-0. Was talking to someone up in the press box during the pregame.
Yes.
And said, tell me how St. James can win. And I said, they need something big to happen early.
That's
this is a football team that last Friday night, this time, was very, very fragile emotionally at 0-4. Just needs something big to happen. We'll see what St. James can do now against the Trinity defense, Trinity offense led by 9th grade quarterback Lance Sharpless. We'll see what the Trojans can do. But first, Hines will boot it away here. And again, starters on the kickoff coverage team. You look out there, it's all the guys that are playing in the secondary and linebackers. Trojans playing some backups on kickoffs earlier in the season. They've given up 2 kickoff returns for a touchdown and a punt return for a touchdown. And Coach Ware said that enough's enough.
Yeah.
We're going to put the big guys out there. Hines will boot it away from the 40. We're glad you're with us here on WRBZ. This kick's going to go over the head of the return man and hit 5 yards deep in the end zone.
Perfect.
And Trinity will take over at the 20. Let's see if the St. James offense has some defense, has some answer for this Trinity offense.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, they only run about 4 formations. That part of it's not typical Trinity. Run lots of different plays out of their formations, but not a lot of eye candy like there used to be. Again, Lance Sharpus is the quarterback. John Clements is the running back to his left, I think. Trinity in white with gray pants. Trojans in my favorite uniform. White pants, blue jerseys, white helmet. Man in motion to the short side of the field. Run a little counter in running room. Near the first down, Stingwinder made the tackle, but they ran off left guard. Picked up about 8. Maybe even 9. Ball's just short of the 30. Trinity with 2 wide receivers now, a tight end and a wing back, much the same formation as St. James, but not the same approach offensively. Sharpless hands it off again. Hit near the line of scrimmage, might actually be short of the first down. I think he's got it, Brad.
Yeah, I think he got it.
It is. First down, Trinity. Same running play twice. Ran off right guard. That's behind their big offensive lineman. We talked about him this morning, Solomon Marlowe, at 327. And Luke Smith, the other tackle, also listed at 327. Sharpless back to pass. Hit as he throws. Complete across the way. And Darian Williams bumps him out of bounds near the 50, and that's another first down. Nicely thrown by the 9th grader. Had too much time to throw. St. James a little late getting there. Trojans in man-to-man in the secondary. Jeff Corley out here encouraging his defense. Across the 50, the Trojan 48. Toss sweep. Hit in the backfield and drop for a big loss.
Nice.
That was Grant Phillips who hit him first. Didn't make the tackle, but slowed him down out there, Brad.
Yeah, and then Wright got him. Yeah, Henry Wright finished him off. Grant Phillips had the first lick.
It's a loss of 5 back on Trinity's side of the midfield stripe. We don't ever get here without me thinking about Rich Williamson, who used to say all the time, got the ball into enemy territory.
Yes.
But it's back in Trinity territory. Second down and 15. Man in motion across the formation. Trojans in man-to-man. Sharpless back to throw. Lofts it long and incomplete.
And we have 3 men in the backfield, putting some pressure on the quarterback. I think he had to throw before he really wanted to. Stingwinder was in there, and can't see a 64, Max Ward.
All right, so big play here for St. James. 7:48 to go. Trojans lead 7-0. If you texted me to tell me to say the score, I got you. Trojans lead. Trinity with a conversion down here. And St. James, man-to-man in the secondary. No deep help, Brad. They'll throw a little bubble screen. Got to turn him in. The Trojans do and miss a tackle. Miss another, and he's going to be gone. Can't catch him from behind, I don't think. No. Oh, my goodness. On 3rd and 15, a little bubble screen, and St. James just missed the tackle, and that's 7-6. It's a bubble screen on literally 3rd and 15.
He did a good job turning them back in.
No pursuit.
Yeah, the pursuit was not well. We couldn't get there.
7:30 to go in the quarter, and both teams have scored. That one, St. James had Trinity in an opportunity to get them off the field. Just got to make that tackle in space. Ryan Basila will kick the extra point for the Trojans, and that was a bad snap, and they got that one up as well. We'll take a quick break. It's Trinity 7 and St. James 7, 7:30 to go. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is St. James football on RBZ.
Confidence, experience, credibility. When your family is at stake, you need an attorney who's built a reputation on these 3 words. Katie Steenwinder. Whether it's divorce, custody, adoptions, or child support, Katie Steenwinder. Serving clients from Prattville and Wetumpka to Montgomery and Elba, Katie Steenwinder has developed her reputation with credibility, experience, and confidence. Call the law office of Katie Steenwinder in Montgomery, 262-2844. When your family is at stake, Katie Steenwinder. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
If you're looking for commercial real estate, Moore Company Realty is your go-to choice. The experienced team has a deep understanding of local markets and can help you find the perfect commercial property for sale or lease. They also offer comprehensive commercial property management services to ensure your investment is well taken care of. Their expertise and dedication to client satisfaction has allowed them to thrive for over 130 years. Find out more at moorecompanyrealty.com.
With Carlisle Field, Trinity will boot it away for the second time, and this was going to be taken by Delbridge at about the 15. Run down the left sidelines. He's going to be dropped near the 25. Trojans will start there. Both defenses will be trying to make some adjustments after St. James scored in 4 plays and Trinity scored in 5 plays. See where they mark it. They'll mark it at the 26 again. St. James will start at the same place as they did on their first possession. St. James ran the ball 4 times. Grant Phillips on a 59-yard touchdown run. It's 7-7, but, Brad, St. James cannot get in a track meet.
No, you don't want to do that tonight with these guys.
Only one tight end, a tight end and a slot back, only one running back, 2 wide receivers. Running the little toss sweep, and St. James, nothing.
That's just an easy target for a linebacker, the way that played.
Well, and that tackle was made by Wilson Cherry, and he is their guy. I mentioned this team looks a lot like it always has. Trinity always has a middle linebacker. He's always tough and fast. This year it's junior, Wilson Cherry, wears number 11, and he just made that tackle in the backfield. They gave Phillips back to the line of scrimmage. Hands under center, Mason Craig. They blew this one dead, I think. No, Trojans took a timeout.
Okay. Interesting spot for a timeout.
They were, we caught them in a twist on the touchdown. And they run it just about every play on one side or the other. They walk up a linebacker, and they've got a defensive tackle with his hands on the ground. And on one end or the other, virtually every play, the tackle's going to go out, and the linebacker is going to circle behind the tackle and try to run in that B gap.
The B gap.
Almost every time. And I don't know if that's what Coach Ware saw, but he burned a timeout very quickly. And, again, important for this Trojan team not to get behind the sticks. I'll say this about Trinity's offense, too. They're not afraid to let the 9th grader throw the ball.
No, they're not. He looks very comfortable back there and very accurate.
All right, 2nd and 10. Hand under center for Craig. Rolling left, looking out in the flat. Throws this one long, and it's caught by Alford.
There you go.
Near the 50. They were in man-to-man. He was covered pretty well, but that one was thrown out there by Mason Craig competently. St. James kept a tight end in to block, gave him plenty of time to throw, and they marked that one at the 48 of the Trojans, 6:22 to go in the first quarter. St. James and Trinity locked at 7 on a beautiful night for football. Hands under center again for Craig. Hines and Knowles shift from the left to the right. St. James will run that cross, but nothing there. Zakowski's going to push forward.
Look at that.
See the ball come out? No. The ball came out, but he was dead. He was down.
They're calling him down.
Yeah.
White hat says down.
And apparently the white hat is not happy with the response from the Trinity players because he is waving his hand, pointing to the ground. Not once, but about 20 times. Yeah.
Was that Zakowski?
That's Zakowski. I don't know how he's going to play linebacker and run that hard on playing running back. Pick up of 3. The ball right in the middle of the field on the Trinity side of the 50 at the 48. St. James now with a man in the slot, only one back in the backfield. Straight ahead is Grant Phillips. Not much. It's going to be third down and long for St. James. They'll give him a yard. You know, he tried to stop and cut back, and when he got both feet flat, bam,
boom, right on top of him.
They marked it at the 47, so it's 3rd and 6. Scoreboard says 3rd and 5, but 3rd and 6. Trojans in no hurry. Try to snap the ball all night with just a couple of seconds to go on the play clock. Gets down to 5. Hands under center. Now Trojans have got to shift, and they better hurry. They snap it, yeah, but barely. Inside to the tight end.
I like
and nothing. You know who made that tackle?
Number 11.
Yeah, Cherry. I thought Knowles had some running room, but man, Cherry hit him.
I know.
1 first down by the Trojans, and St. James will punt it away. Ball at the Trinity 47. You know, much of that was first down. St. James got to get 3 or 4 yards on first down in this offense. You get behind the sticks, and it is very, very tough. Hines will punt it away. Snaps good. No pressure from Trinity. And he takes his time, and this baby is going to hit at about the 10. The Trojans don't see it, and it goes in the end zone. Delbridge is standing there at the 15-yard line instead of looking for the ball.
He was not looking up for
and
the
he
ball.
could have caught it.
He could have caught it.
I mean, he could have caught it at about the 5.
Oh, my goodness.
3:36 to go. St. James 1 first down on that possession. Trinity starts at their 20 again. I was wrong. Trinity was 6 plays, not 5. 3 passes, 2 completed, and 3 running plays for the Wildcats to tie the game at 7. Same guys out there on defense for St. James. Trojans down a man tonight. Andrew Sellers, who played a lot last week at defensive tackle and nose guard, not able to go tonight. Trinity, just a toss sweep and nobody to set the edge for St. James. The Trojans have him down and nobody hits him, and he's going to be near the 30.
Henry Wright.
They've got him boxed in at the 23 or 4, and it's like the St. James defense stopped. Picked up 9 yards in this 2nd and 1. And Coach Corley, I can hear him up here with my headset on.
Exercising some
this has got to be a physical football game. If it's not, the Trojans are in big, big trouble. They've got to play physical. It's 2nd and 1.
5 yards.
Yeah, they moved, I believe. Trinity moved.
Yeah, I'd like to see our defensive linemen stem a little bit.
Yeah.
See if we can get them to make that mistake a couple of times.
Well, you know, Coach Perry used to say that football's like war. If you know where their ships are, you can blow them up, you know. And if you move your ships,
a good one. That's a good one.
Move your ships.
Yeah.
Got to move a little bit up front. 2:41 to go in the quarter. 7-7. Glad you're with us on RBZ. Man in motion. St. James man-to-man all over the place. Running room near the 30. Picked up the first down. Did his knee not hit? Yeah, his knee hit.
He was down.
The running back got up. Got hit again. But he crossed the 30 to the 34. That's 2 running plays, 9 yards, and then that also was 8 or 9 yards after the penalty. So St. James got to get some penetration, got to find a way to stop this running game. It's going to be a long night at the OK Corral if they're not able to. You know, and all the linemen playing both ways for St. James. Man in motion again. I said that every play. Handed off on a sweep, and there's nobody out there for St. James. They missed the tackle, and he's gone.
Come on, 5.
Not going to catch him. That's a 65-yard touchdown run. It's 13-7 Trinity. I'm not sure who carried that football for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they pulled. I thought I saw 3 linemen pull.
Two in the tight end.
Two
I
in the
think.
tight end.
The tight end was already over there.
I just saw three big white shoulder pads.
And they had nobody to block.
Yes. And I think we were all inside.
1:42 to go in the quarter. Trinity will attempt the extra point. Snap's good. The kick is good. We'll be right back after this 60-second break. Trinity leads 14-7. This is St. James football.
When most people think of landscaping, they picture a few shrubs and a patch of grass. But at Tanner Landscaping, we transform spaces into lush, vibrant paradises. Based in Pike Road, our family-owned business specializes in both residential and commercial landscaping and irrigation. Our talented team is dedicated to making your landscape dreams come true. Find us on Facebook at Tanner Landscaping, LLC. We are proud supporters of St. James football. Go Trojans.
When a sports injury has you sidelined, Baptist Ortho Now offers comprehensive orthopedic care with no appointment from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with board-certified specialists treating injuries and expert physical therapists administering everything from sports medicine to everyday recovery treatment. Baptist Ortho Now, getting you off the bench and back in the action. East Chase across from Target.
Delbridge takes it at about the 12, running straight ahead with a little running room. Delbridge made a man miss near the 50 to the 45, and St. James will have great field position.
Right field position. Man, yes.
A nice return.
He's done good. He's got a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and he can. Yeah, that was great speed.
At the Trojans will start at the Trinity 43, trailing 14-7. Trinity's run, Brad, 9 offensive plays. Scored 2 touchdowns. Got to figure something out on defense. Need to answer right here and get this game tied up. 1:30 to go in the quarter. St. James still in the wing tee. Wide receiver this way. The ball's on the hash mark across the way on the Trinity side of the field. Running across the 40.
Nice.
Now near the 35. Is that Phillips? It is. Nice run off left tackle. Phillips picked up about 7.
When you try to tackle somebody around their shoulder pads, they're always going to get extra yardage. I mean, it just.
And the Trinity defender hit him up on the shoulder pads and eventually kind of, bulldogged him down.
Yeah.
But Phillips picked up 3 or 4 more yards first. Phillips and Ford Bass in the backfield. Hands under center for quarterback. Going to be very close to the first down for St. James. It is. And that's the end. No, it's not. 47 seconds to go. Now the clock's running. First down, Trojans. The ball at the 32, trying to take advantage of this nice kickoff return. And I think I know what head coach Larry Ware is thinking. Take advantage of the kickoff return, but do it slowly. Yeah. Run some clock. Offered across the way in the slot. In the wing tee, hands under center. Running straight ahead is Phillips. And we didn't lay a glove on that linebacker, Cherry.
No.
I mean, literally, he's in the backfield.
See, they're guessing now.
Yeah, they're guessing.
They're coming up.
I mean, literally.
Coming up in the gap, guessing gaps.
He had, as a middle linebacker, he's got gap responsibility, but he just ran in the gap. He didn't look for anything.
No.
And that is now the end of the first quarter. Trojans trail 14-7, but have the ball at the Trinity 30 when we come back. This is St. James football on RBZ.
In challenging times, trust is everything. At the Bush Law Firm, they specialize in debtors' and creditors' rights, offering expert legal restructuring for businesses facing bankruptcy. As one of only 2 firms in Montgomery County equipped to handle such cases, the focus is on guiding you through insolvency with precision and care. Restructuring for a brighter future starts here. The Bush Law Firm. Navigate your path to stability. Visit us online at bushlegalfirm.com.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
If you want to see your money grow without a whole lot of fuss, Well, you're sure to find some peace of mind at Riverbank and Trust.
Hi, this is Billy Wiggum with Riverbank and Trust. When you need a winning game plan for your finances, trust our home team of community bankers. From local banking expertise to newest innovations in technology, we have all the right strategies for your financial success. Experience the home team advantage for yourself at Riverbank and Trust. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
All right, as we get ready to start the second quarter, Trojans have the ball right here in front of us at the Trinity 31 on the near hash mark now. It'll be second down and 9. Grant Phillips carried the ball 4 plays in a row here. St. James trying to take care of advantage of a nice kickoff return by Mikael Delbridge. St. James in that wing tee. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, you can see it. Rolling left is Mason Craig. Nowhere to go. Craig back to the line of scrimmage and not much more.
No, didn't block anybody that time.
No, we really hardly slowed them up, just to be honest. And we really had Saleda open, but no time to throw the football. Michael Hassel will bring the play in. I'm not so sure St. James is not in 4 downs here.
Yeah.
Really don't need to give the ball back to Trinity. Hands under center's Craig. Rolling left. Tossed and caught by Grant Phillips inside the 10. Phillips will be dropped at the 5.
That was a horse
it
collar.
was a face mask.
That was a horse collar tackle all day. I can't believe we didn't get a flag.
That pass is completed to Phillips.
Wow.
On a big 3rd down conversion.
He threw a strike. That was nice.
And the Trojans at the 6. You know, St. James has had real trouble on 3rd down all season, converting only 28% of the 3rd down opportunities. But that one right there, a nice throw. Nowhere to go. Fellas, got to lay a glove on somebody. Phillips got a yard. Phillips running off left guard.
Got a yard out of that. So his last 5 carries, 0, 8, 3, 0, and 1 yards.
Yeah, well, it's just like it's just what you said. The ball's on the 5. The safeties are not even in the end zone, Brad.
Yeah.
The safeties are 5 yards off the ball. Rolling right, Phillips. He made a man miss. Cuts back inside. He may be in. He is.
Got it.
Grant Phillips on a 5-yard TD run.
A tough run, a lot of guts right there, man.
10:15 to go, and the Trojans move to 14-13 with the extra point to follow. That's a 7-play, 43-yard touchdown drive. I don't know how Phillips is going to play free safety and run because how many carries already, Brad?
He's got 9 carries so far for 77 yards. We got 10 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, that's right. 10:15 to go in the first half, and Trinity's run 9 plays.
Mason Craig, 2 for 2. Passing.
Nice snap that time. Just nice and easy. And booted up there by Dylan Hines. It's 14-14. We're going to take a 60-second break. We'll be back. St. James football on RBC.
Has an accident cramped your style? At Montgomery Paint and Body, we turn uh-oh into wow. Whether it's a tiny fender bender or total body repair, we'll have your ride looking stunning, maybe even better than before. When life throws a collision your way, count on us to smooth out the stress. We don't just fix cars. We treat every customer like family because that's what the Turners are all about. From little fender benders to total body repair, visit Montgomery Paint and Body, East Shirley Lane on the East Boulevard, or call 27-REC. At Montgomery Paint and Body, your vehicle will be as good as new, maybe better.
Zaxby's is more than just a humble chicken joint. It's a humble chicken joint with the best sauces in the world. See, at Zaxby's, you don't just get their famous hand-breaded chicken fingers, fried to golden perfection with that flavor you know and love. At Zaxby's, you get the sauce. Dip, dunk, and drizzle with your choice of 12 different sauces like Zax sauce, tongue torch, and hot honey mustard. So if you want a whole lot of sauce, you need to find yourself a Zaxby's. Who's got the sauce?
Hines Hines will kick it off. You know, we're not used to this really here at Carlisle Field, or we haven't the last couple of seasons. It's 14-14, and there have been a bunch of games where if the Trojans could have scored 14, they would have won in the last 15 games or so. But 14 will not be enough tonight. There's no question about that. Hines will boot it away from the 40, and I think this one's in the end zone again as well, and it is.
Man.
And for the third straight time, Trinity will start at their own 20.
Dylan Hines has a leg.
He really does, and what a weapon in high school football. Trinity has 160 yards in offense on 9 plays.
All right, we have, give me a minute.
Well, I know we've got
94, 98, 96, 97, 97, and 48.
So about the same.
145.
All right, let's see if the Trojans defense can dig in here and make a play. St. James, no safety help, just man-to-man all over the field. They'll run it straight ahead, run in room again, missed the tackle again. Zakowski, there's a flag down. I think they moved. I think Trinity moved. Yeah, illegal procedure. I guess perhaps that's why St. James kind of stopped, and I'm going, they're not, he's running wide open. Well,
trying to think if we had a penalty on the night.
No, St. James is not.
Yeah. Second one on Trinity.
Both 5-yarders.
Both 5-yarders. But it puts you behind the sticks.
All right, the ball back at the 15 now. 1st and 15 for the Wildcats. Man in motion across the formation. They'll toss it. St. James will turn him back in and knife him down right near the line of scrimmage. Grant Phillips. Who else?
Grant Phillips.
A little help from Zakowski. At the ball at the 15. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Now I said they've not been afraid to let Sharpless throw it, but I don't know from the 15-yard line. We'll see. All right, St. James got to make an adjustment out here. There are 3 receivers. They'll roll. Sharpless will roll this way. The pick play. They throw it deep, and it's intercepted. Intercepted by St. James, by Luke Catchings.
How about that? Man, he put himself in a great spot.
He really did.
When the arc of that ball went as high as it went, and he turned back and looked at it, I thought, man, we got a shot.
That ball's underthrown, and like you said, when he realized it had hit its arc and started down, the receiver continued, and he slowed up.
Yes.
Turned and got it in the Trojans with a turnover, as we discussed in the pregame, and the ball at the 37. Off the interception. Let's see if the Trojans can take advantage. 9:23 to go. This one's tied 14-14. St. James with the football. Dylan Hines at tight end this way. And now he'll shift along with Knowles. 2 running backs in the backfield for St. James. Straight ahead, Phillips, nothing. And pulled forward. He's going to get a couple, man, but he got hit at the line of scrimmage by Big Solomon Marlowe, who we've already mentioned a couple of times. What a big man.
He is a beast. Oh, my Lord. Before that play got started, Mason Craig was firing up the offensive line, getting them juiced up in their face.
All right, Delbridge in there. He's at wide receiver now. You mentioned had a little juice on that kickoff. He needs to back up a smidge. It looks like he's almost lined up off sides. Trojans with 2 wings now. Let's see what's up. Trinity blitzing. Here comes Ford Bass near the 30. It's going to be 3rd down. I don't think there's any question St. James is going here.
Yep.
They'll mark it at the 29. So it's 3rd and 3. The line to makes the 28. 8:20 to go. Mason Craig out there, like you just said, Brad, again, encouraging his offensive lineman. Saleta brings in the play at a slow, leisurely pace.
We are milking the clock, breaking the huddle with around 10 seconds.
Now there is play clock down to 5. Everybody's set. Craig's going to snap it at 1. Grant Phillips.
Oh,
man,
guess-
that's that linebacker again.
Guess who?
You know, he stopped to try to make a cut, and Cherry hit him, and he lost a yard.
Yeah. That's
You know, you put a spy on your quarterback sometimes, you know, on defense. You don't let him scramble. We need to put a spy on 11.
and run away from him.
Yeah, that's right.
Get him trapped.
I don't know if we can outrun him.
Get him trapped inside. Now,
All right, it's fourth down and 5. Play clock's down to 13, and we've just sent the play in. I think you're going to have to burn a timeout here. St. James hurrying. Hopefully, Coach Ware's watching the play clock. He's standing right by the side judge. The Trojans did not snap it, and Coach Ware called a timeout.
We got it. Oh.
Yeah, they threw the flag, but he told the official he was going to call it. Let milk the clock as much as he could. We'll keep it right here. 7:07 to go before halftime, and you stay with us at halftime. Lisa Cantrell will have the Trojan Spotlight and more news around the campus of St. James. But before that, we've got 7:07 to play in St. James with a big conversion play right here. Lost a couple on that running play there on third down, and the ball's back to the 33. The line's the 28. So it's a full 5 yards. You know they're going to put the football in the air. Got to give time to the quarterback. I'm gonna tell you that we have a it looks like the Trojans are going to attempt an extra a field goal.
32, 33.
This will be a 49-yarder. Dylan Hines will attempt a 49-yard field goal that would give the Trojans the lead. Saleta will hold. He's got the leg for this, Brad. There's no question about that. Saleta calls for it. That one's going to be short.
Short.
Just short. And no good. Here's the thing. It's just like a punt in high school. They'll take over at the 20.
20. So not a bad call. Not a bad call.
We'll
I
mark,
keep forgetting about that rule.
You know, we'll mark that, Brad. St. James was unable to take advantage of the interception. I think the officials have forgotten the rule too, because they're going to put it down at the 32. Did the rule change? Because I promise you it used to be if the ball carried into the end zone on a field goal, it came out to the 20.
Apparently,
I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Where's Reagan?
Yeah, where's Reagan Ingram with a text about the rules?
Reagan texted me.
Man in motion for Trinity, stops right behind the tackle, running straight ahead and outrunning the Trojans to the corner. And there's only one guy out there, and if he doesn't make the tackle, it's a touchdown.
That was Saleta on the.
Saleta made the stop, but that's another first down. I'm just going to say it. Trinity's so much faster than St. James. I mean, they just hand that off left tackle, and there's nobody out there. The defensive backs can't get there in time. St. James playing cover 0. Look, 3 wide receivers, and there's nobody in the middle of the field. Back to pass is Sharpless. You've got to get pressure on him.
Good
That's
tackle.
Completed, but a nice tackle out there by Williams. It's 14-14, 6:20 to go. Ball here's on the near hash mark at the Trojan 40. 2nd down and 4. Sharpless made a nice throw out there. Trinity, Trinity with regard to throwing the football, you're going to hold your breath every time because St. James is selling out man-to-man. Man in motion, and they'll run it back off left guard, running room again, but knifed down. Nice tackle out there for the Trojans by Landon Wiggum, but it will be a first down for the Wildcats. Mark the ball right at the 35. St. James got to have a better stop on first down.
Yes.
They're getting, first down they got about 25, and then
but they're
8
averaging
yards.
about 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Every time on first down.
Got to play better defense right here. Sure, the Trojans could use Andrew Sellers. Man in motion who stops behind the guard, running in the ball on the ground, and Zakowski got it.
2 turnovers on the night.
Two turnovers. A little mix up in the backfield for Trinity. The quarterback and the running back ran together, and St. James fell on it.
Well, we
got to take advantage of this turnover, Brad.
Well, we got incredible penetration then.
that time.
We got way up in the gaps, and it created a lot of havoc in the backfield.
Let's see what the St. James offensive staff has up their sleeve. The ball at the Trojan 41. There's two turnovers for Trinity. 5:15 to go in the half. Mason Craig under center. He'll roll to the left and look. He'll throw this one deep and a little miscommunication.
Not sure what that was.
Yeah, Hassel went in. Mason Craig thought he was going out.
Out, yeah.
And the Trojans behind the sticks again. I counted. Trojans have 33 guys dressed out tonight. Three eighth graders. All right, the ball just outside the 40. St. James trying to take advantage of another Trinity turnover. Oh, Grant Phillips. Just very little there. Got a yard, maybe 2. Trinity guys having trouble getting up because there's 3 of them on top of him. Yeah, so a pickup of 2, and here's 3rd and 8. 4:42 to go. Not going to get more than a couple of turnovers, I wouldn't think. Got to take advantage here. Trojans is 3rd down and 8. Here comes the linebackers. They're not acting like it, but I swear they are. Rolling left is Mason Craig. He'll throw this one out of bounds and incomplete. Yeah. He got hit as soon as he let go of it by William Hughes. St. James has got a punt.
Was trying to get it to Hines over there, just way overthrew him. He had a little bit of heat, a little bit of pressure from big old 77.
And you're asking a lot from Hines. I mean, he's playing every down, and then got to get out in pass protection. I mean, in a pass route.
Has Trinity normally had 2 deep men?
Yes, they've always had 2 deep men.
Okay.
Yeah,
I was trying to remember.
2 deep guys for the Wildcats. Hines, Trinity had 12 men on the field, and I think that's a penalty. It is. I think that's called. They called delay a game on St. James, and they had 12 men. They had 12 men on the field.
5-yard mark off that to the 38-yard line. Still 4th down.
It moves the ball back.
And send it in
inside
one more.
The 40.
Now, I just counted 10, so here's number 11.
So they only had 10 men on the field when the clock expired. Hines stands at his 23. It's a good snap. And that was high. It's going to hit it about the 30 and bounce out of bounds across the way. The Wildcats have turned the ball over twice, and St. James has nothing to show for it, but it's 14-14. They'll mark it at the – all right, is there a flag? What are they talking about out there? No, there's not. They'll mark it at the 26. See if St. James can solve this Trinity offense.
Yeah, a fumble and an interception and no points. But I like the effort.
Yeah, the Wildcats didn't score on those 2 possessions, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
that's exactly right.
All right, let's see what St. James defense can dig in here. Trojans with no deep help at safety. I'm gonna stop saying that. Just the sweep and Zakowski from behind.
Oh my gosh!
And who's the?
Yeah,
and Williams,
Darian
Williams, and Zakowski hit him from behind, and it's a loss of 2.
TFL.
A little more aggressiveness out there on defense for St. James. We're inside 4 minutes to go before halftime. We're glad you're with us. Next Friday night, St. James will be in Tuskegee for a region game against Booker T. Washington. But we've got some football to play before then. Trinity, man in motion across the formation. Sharpless in the backfield. Calls for it. They'll run it short left, and the Trojans make a nice stop again. And that time, Brad, their two offensive linemen pushed back.
Yes.
And Henry Wright had room to run.
That's right.
And made a stop for a loss or at least no gain.
So Henry Wright is your leading tackler on the night, and that was a rodeo tackle.
Yeah. All right, the Trojans here. Here's another big third down. The last big one for the Wildcats. They converted into a touchdown on a bubble screen. Let's see if the Trojans can force a punt. Man in motion across the formation. Sharpless rolls, throws it, complete, but short of the first down. Short of the first down. They'll mark it at the 34, and it'll be 4th and 3.
Poor Darian Williams has some good wills.
Yeah, he did. Nice little tackle there. We'll see. Trinity acts like they're going for it, and maybe they are. And this is just, I mean, you can't say I don't think you have an offense any stronger than this. Maybe they're going to try to get St. James to jump off. Yeah, they're going to watch the play clock, I think. Try to get the Trojans to jump offside. The play clock's at 8, at 6, and now they're going to stand up.
Nice.
Trinity uses a timeout, and we'll keep it right here.
Glad to see Max Ward showing some enthusiasm. He looks fresh for the first half.
Well, it's not as hot as it was when we started this journey 6 weeks ago tonight, and we were over there at Catholic. And remember that? We're sitting in the truck hoping it'll stop raining in time for us to get set up to broadcast,
That's
and
right.
it did, but just barely.
Just barely. We brought the tent as
Yeah.
well. Didn't need the tent, but we brought the tent.
We set it up.
Set it up.
We really were barely broadcasting when St. James kicked off, and Catholic returned it for a touchdown. I think they're going to go for it. No, they're not. No, they're not. Punter's in there. I know they're punting because they changed balls. You know, every punter's got a ball he wants to kick.
Special ball.
Now St. James is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think this much. St. James has got all runners, wide receivers, and defensive backs in there. This punt's away from the return man for St. James, and the Trojans are going to have great field position. That's a 3 and out for St. James.
Yeah, 2 minutes and probably, 2 timeouts?
2:03. I think only one timeout.
One left, okay.
Here's where I am. About 3 first downs and try another field goal. Trojans will start at their 42. This is possession 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for St. James. All right, the ball at the 42. Mason Craig still in there at quarterback. You know, early in the season they were rotating, but I think they've settled in with Craig playing quarterback and Grant Phillips playing running back. He's in there with Ford Bass in the backfield. Trojans still in that wing tee. Pulling a tackle out here. Running inside is Phillips, pushing near the 45. That's going to be about 4.
Good start.
Very close, yes. You know, this offense, you get 4 on first down, and you know, you're in much better shape. I think if you're watching us on Facebook Live, we've lost our video, and I apologize for that. Right here with 1:30 to go in the half. We'll check on that for you. Play clock is at 11.
I think we got a timeout by Trinity.
And I think Trinity called timeout. We're going to take a 60-second break, and I'll check on the video. St. James 14, Trinity 14. We'll be right back.
Need a little good news in your life? Well, here's the deal. State Farm has new, lower car insurance rates in Alabama. So now you can get the great service and convenience of State Farm agent Breck Honey at an even better price. That's right. State Farm can help you save more cash and get the good neighbor service you deserve. It's the real deal for car insurance. State Farm agent Breck Honey is ready to help you save, Montgomery. Call my office today at 334-272-8423. That's 272-8423. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
If you or your family is a landowner, Here is an important thing to know from OnPoint Habitat Management. The best way to improve the aesthetics and wildlife habitat quality of your property is with a prescribed.
Oh my gosh. Go, Grant. Just go.
Never send the landowner a bill, but use funding available from the Department of Agriculture to accomplish the goals for your property. Consultations are free. Applications for the funding is free. Reach out to them at onpointhabitat@gmail.com.
All right. I know you can't see video, but what you missed was a beautiful throw from Mason Craig to Grant Phillips. And I think Trinity's called another timeout. We'll keep it here all the way down to the Trinity
Sonny,
24.
I got half of my passes. That's 3.
I think you have more. Do you not have only 3 completions?
3 for 5.
No, 4. Completed a pass on the first drive. We'll get all that figured out.
We'll get that figured out.
But I think 4.
Okay.
The ball's at the 24-yard line. Phillips was in the backfield. St. James ran a little counter pass. Phillips on a little wheel route.
Nobody saw it.
No one around him. Caught it down to the 24, and this certainly is in field goal range for Dylan Hines. The ball here on the near hash mark. If you're watching on Facebook, well, you could be listening on the radio. So we apologize for the video, but the lack of video, but we'll try to give you the play-by-play for the Trojans. The ball here on the near hash mark. St. James in their blue jerseys, white helmets, white pants. Mason Craig, hands under center as the Trojans shift now, the tight end and the wingback from the left to the right. They'll run it straight ahead, and Zakowski got hit by that linebacker, Wilson Cherry, who is literally coming as soon as they snap the ball.
Coming right in the gap.
St. James has 1 timeout left, and I think they'll use it to try to set up the field goal.
Yeah.
Trinity does get the ball to start the second half. All right, the ball at the 25, play clock down to 30. Craig rolling, don't get sacked.
Oh, my
Oh,
gosh.
no, he got sacked all the way back at the 37, and it takes St. James out of field goal range. Oh, no. All the way back to the 35. The Trojans are going to call timeout and try a field goal from here. Play clock runs. Oh, the game clock is running down. They're going to take it. They're going to take a timeout with 4 seconds to go. The Trojans had the ball at the 24-yard line and trying to throw, get sacked, and literally from the 24 back to the 35, an 11-yard loss.
The worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, where you are after you completed that pass is you got it. You've got, almost an automatic field goal.
Yeah.
The play clock's at 4 seconds to go in the first half. It's 14-14. St. James trying to take the lead here. The ball's right in the middle of the field. And I'm not even going to say what I'm thinking. Landon Wiggum is the snapper. Saleta is the holder. And Dylan Hines. St. James. School record is for school record for field goals is 51 yards, and this one's going to be a 52-yarder. And I would send it out for another break, but I don't want to miss the field goal.
I know.
Again. If he kicks this baby, I would like to be able to call it.
I know.
Trinity's call timeout, trying to ice the kicker, I suppose. Brad, this St. James, the efforts here tonight, just early on a little outspeeded, if that's a word.
Yeah.
By the Trinity guys outside, made a couple of adjustments, it appears to me, and now just got to keep the big guys for Trinity from pushing you back into the kicking lane. Hines has the leg for this. Now, look, Trinity has 2 guys back to return the kick. Oh, my. Which they can do if the kick is short. I wonder if St. James sees it and knows they've got to cover. Play clock is at 15. Hines is ready, I think. Saleta calls for the snap. Snap is good. The kick is good, but it's short, and I think Trinity's going to try to run it back. Oh, they roughed the kicker.
They roughed the kicker.
They roughed the kicker. St. James is going to get an untimed play.
Yep.
They roughed the kicker.
15 yards?
Yes.
Running into the kicker called against Trinity.
All right.
Let's see. If it's a 15-yarder, that's going to make this kick much. Or is it only a 5-yard penalty? They've marked off 15. It's not running into, it's roughing the kicker. And that'll put it at the 20, which will make it a 37-yard field goal.
Number 7 from Trinity was having a discussion with the white hat about the call.
And I have no idea what they were talking about. I mean, 3 guys hit him. And now Hines will attempt his 3rd field goal of the night. And I think he's not using the tee. All right. 37-yard attempt by Dylan Hines. Snaps a little low. And that one's short as well, I think. And no good. Wow. Trojans have missed 2 field goals. At halftime, it's St. James 14 and Trinity 14. We'll recap it for you quickly. The Trojans scored on their opening possession, a 59-yard touchdown run by Grant Phillips. Trojans led 7-0 with 9:41 to go in the first quarter. Trinity answered with a 6-play, 80-yard drive on 3rd and 15, a bubble screen to Reed Daniel for the touchdown for Trinity, and it's 7-7. St. James punted on their next possession, and Trinity scored in 3 plays, a 65-yard run for Trinity by Clements. John Clements, and that made it 14-7 after the extra point with 1:41 to go in the quarter. St. James scored early in the second quarter on a 5-yard run by Grant Phillips. It was 14-14, and neither side able to score since 10:15 to go in the second quarter. St. James had a couple of chances, missed 2 field goals, one a 49-yarder and one a 37-yarder by Dylan Hines, and it's 14-14 at halftime. Trojans able to throw a little bit, and certainly that's what we talked about in the pregame, that you've got to be able to throw enough to keep the safeties back. And St. James had some success, Brad, and in the second half, Trojans are going to have to be able to throw the football.
Yeah, we're going to need another 3 or 4 completions in key spots in the second half. If we can do what we did in the first half, just replicate that in the second, try to keep them from getting those big 8- and 9-yard plays on first down.
Yep.
Got to limit those. Got to play tougher on first down. Tackle better. We're going to have a shot.
Yeah.
We're going to have a shot.
Got to hang in here and watch the Trinity speed. I tell you what, we're going to take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we'll have Alicia Cantrell with our weekly visit on the St. James campus. We'll be back in 2 minutes. This is St. James football on RBZ.
Great smiles start at Montgomery Dentistry on Woodner Boulevard. Doctors Anderson, Robertson, and Bittner have over 55 years combined dental experience and are proud to be an active part of the St. James community. Montgomery Dentistry accepts most major dental insurance plans, voted best dental practice for 8 years in a row. Ask them about financing options to allow you to get your dental care now and pay later. Located on Woodmer Boulevard. Follow them on Facebook and visit them in montgomerydentistry.com.
A Regions checking account can help you take your next step in life by giving you smarter, more convenient ways to manage your money. Open a Regions checking account today and bank safely and securely in a branch, online, on your phone, or with a phone call. You'll also love conveniences like text alerts, Regions mobile deposit, and our new bill pay system. Ready to move your life forward? To open a Regions checking account today, visit a branch or log on to regions.com/open now. Regions Bank. Message and data fees may apply to mobile services. Mobile deposit subject to fees.
Hi, I'm Shelly Nichols. If you see home ownership in your future, the future is now. Helping people get mortgages is what I do at Cross Country Mortgage. I'll help you find the home financing option that's right for you. Go to my website at ccm.com/Shelly Nichols and follow me on social media. Contact me today at Cross Country Mortgage about a home loan. Equal housing opportunity, subject to credit approval, NMLS 430123, company NMLS 3029, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
This is Judge J.C. Love in the Montgomery County Probate Court, wishing the St. James Trojans football team a winning and successful football season. Go Trojans. And while we're cheering for victory on the field, we're also protecting victories at home. Don't let property title fraud take away what you've worked so hard to build. Sign up today for the Probate Court's REACT program, the Real Estate Activity Alert and Contact Tool. It's free, it's fast, and it helps safeguard your property. Protect your property, protect your future. Learn more at www.reactnow.com. That's www.reactnow.com. Go Trojans.
Good evening and welcome to this week's Trojan Spotlight. My name is Alyssa Cantrell. I'm the Director of Advancement, and joining us tonight is a very special member of our school community, Reagan Ingram. Reagan graduated from St. James in 1982, and he has played many roles over the years with St. James. He is an alum. He was a parent. He's now a grandparent. He also served on the board at one point. So we're happy to have Reagan join us tonight.
Glad to be with you. St. James has been such a huge part of my life and my family's life, and so I'm absolutely glad to do this.
That's awesome. Well, you know, I think last year, Allie, Reagan's daughter, Allie King, is one of our wonderful kindergarten teachers, and she actually did one of these halftime interviews and did a fabulous job. And so we love having her and your grandbabies here for sure.
You know, it's 45 years ago when I transferred into St. James. I had no idea that it would be leading to the point where, you know, my own two children would go here, and that my daughter, the only place she ever wanted to work was there, and she's been blessed with that. And now 2 of our 3 grandchildren there and 1 on deck.
That's right. That's awesome. Well, we're thrilled to have them. So tell me, because you've been obviously involved with the school for, you know, many, many years. Tell me a little bit about how St. James has changed over the years, and even some of the things, some of the standards that you've seen carry forward over the years.
Absolutely. I mean, I like to say that St. James has always been a good school. Even in 1980, when I got there, the school was struggling. We were in a kind of a tough economic times. You know, interest rates were like 20% and things like that. So the school was struggling, but it was still a great school. I have teachers whose lessons still drive some of the decisions and the way I do things even today. People like Marion Parker and Tommy Wilson and Frida Warren and so many others. But the school is just, it's amazing today, particularly the campus. I mean, I went to school at the old Fraser campus on North Country Club Drive, and just to see what it is now and what's happened, it's just truly heartwarming to see that certain things, though, haven't changed, that St. James is committed to educating the whole child, providing a safe and loving environment, an encouraging environment, and that it takes all of its missions seriously. Clearly, the academics are taken seriously, but also the ability for our students to excel in the arts or athletics and in STEM and other endeavors. It's just fabulous to see how it's grown and blossoming and thriving.
Yeah, we like to say that really there's something for everybody at St. James. We just had 2 National Merit semifinalists announced, and I think what's so unique about the 2 of them, it's 2 of our young senior boys. One of them is a huge student athlete, plays football, plays soccer. The other one is in the band and is very musically inclined. And a lot of times you see him up running sound or helping with different productions in the arts building. So it's amazing to see they thrive academically, but also in their areas of interest. And we welcome that as a school.
Well, and even 45 years ago, St. James had a diverse campus, and it has remained committed to that, where, you know, despite your background or your interest levels or where you came from, you know, if you're committed to being a good student and a good person, you're going to find a home at St. James, and you're going to find encouragement there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you've played, like I said at the beginning, you've played many roles. What is your most favorite role at St. James?
Wow. Well, I'm just starting the grandparent role, and we'll see how that works. You know, I'll just say this, as a student, I was honored to have been president of the Student Government Association my senior year, and had fun playing football, even though I was horrible at it as a student. made a lot of lifelong friends. But, the part as a parent is always fun to watch your own children grow up. And I was honored to serve on the board starting, I think, in 2007. And then I was chair from 2010 through 2012. And 2012 being Allie's senior year. And I guess the funny story I have to telling myself is that as board chair, I got to sign everybody's diploma. And guess whose diploma I messed up on the first time trying to sign?
No.
Allie's. I had to call Melba Richardson and say, Melba, can we get Allie another diploma because I messed it up? I guess I choked or something. I just kind of got choked up or something and just had some horrible scribble that didn't look anything like my signature. And so we had to replace that one and put it back in and just, watching both of my kids, both Bo, who graduated in 2009, and then Allie in 2012, go K through 12, K4 through 12, to have the full Trojan experience was such a blessing, and all the things that they were involved in through band and soccer and math team and other endeavors. It's just, I guess that was my favorite role, but I sure am excited for Palmer and for Wilson, and then when Davis gets there too.
Yeah. I remember when Palmer started in K3 and you came the first day of school. And I remember I think that may have been the first year we were in the newly renovated Early Learning Center. And
I believe that's true.
We took a picture of the three of y'all, and it was like everybody who was there understood the significance of that photo with you and with Allie and with Palmer. And it was a special moment that I'll never forget.
Well, the thing about it is that, as St. James ages, this is what's going to happen, hopefully more and more, that you're going to see grandparents, parents, and children coming through the school. And we certainly encourage that. And it's always cool to come to homecoming and see somebody that, my grandchild's here this year, and to know that the chain is unbroken and adding links as we move along.
Yeah. So tonight we're playing Trinity, and I know you and I talked before we got on that the Trinity rivalry wasn't real huge back when you were at school, but you've seen it kind of grow and develop over the years. Talk a little bit about that.
It wasn't very huge because we weren't very good. They tore us up both my junior year and senior year. And so I don't have many fond memories of that. But when I was in college, I had a job at the Montgomery Advertiser as a sports writer. So I covered a lot of high school games, including a lot of St. James games. And if my memory serves me right, which is a dangerous thing to rely upon, but 40 years ago, both St. James and Trinity had really good football teams. St. James went to the quarterfinals that year for the first time, and I believe Trinity may have made it to the round prior to that. But they had a big game scheduled over at Trinity that night, and so both teams have warmed up. The St. James band has played, and the cheerleaders are cheering, and everybody runs on the field. And then they realize there's a problem. There are no officials at the game.
Oh, no.
And so, that was kind of okay, what do you do now?
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing was, so they sent the two teams to the locker rooms. They waited till a game had finished, I believe at Alabama Christian, and brought them over by police escort. And those poor guys had to officiate a second game that ended around midnight, and St. James blocked an extra point to win. It was a very exciting game, and it was too late, ended too late to get in the paper, and but everybody stayed around and watched it, and it was a fun time. But there's been a lot of great games between the two schools, a lot of just great players, great people, great families from both schools. But the joy of St. James is that it has had several rivalries with all the schools in town, and enjoyed that, and the level of success that the school has had in recent years has just been amazing athletically, but in continuing its tradition of outstanding academics and performance in the arts.
Yeah. You have talked when we won the state championship in football a few years ago. You shared kind of a story about, playing and then the impact of watching the state championship and play out.
Well, if you ask me the one thing I am most proud of during my tenure on the board, it would be serving as chair of the search committee when we named Melba Richardson head of school. that was, the one thing I can say is we think of people who bloom into a job. Well, she is a steel magnolia who is just an amazing woman who has St. James at heart and thankful for what all she did. And she believed in every mission of this school. But to go back to your basic question, my junior year, when I was not eligible, we played our first game with 13 players at Maplesville, which was a state powerhouse, and we got obliterated. And we had 2 guys get hurt during the game, and we played with 11 people. And the kids didn't know this. We didn't understand this. I think we all do now, is that an independent school in Montgomery, Alabama has to have a football team to be viable.
Mhm.
Now, they don't have to be state champions or whatever, but it's part of the curb appeal and part of the draw for particularly with families that have boys that are looking for a school. If you lose football, then you start losing other things. You start losing students, and then you don't exist anymore. And unfortunately, St. James was, because of the economic times, was teetering. But the guys hung it out, and they went down the hall and tapped people. And another guy and I practiced with them, even though we couldn't play in the games that year. And it kept the chain going. And then to see where it was to where it got to, I guess, what's that, 2022, winning the state championship over at Auburn. I mean, I'm an Auburn fan, so I've been in that stadium for a lot of games, and I don't think I've enjoyed any game any more than I did that day, to see the kids just go out there and play their hearts out and win a championship for Jimmy Perry and for St. James and for themselves and for their classmates.
Yeah. I think you hit on something, we don't always see in the moment of, like y'all saw your junior and senior year, we don't always see what the future is going to look like. We don't always see the seeds that we're planting or that, that everybody else is going to benefit from. But without the resilience and the commitment of y'all back then, we might have a different story to tell now. And I think that's an incredible story.
Well, the kids are just kids, and kids do kids things. They just don't. Hey, I just like playing ball, or I like doing this, playing in plays, or making music in the band. They don't see necessarily what's happening behind it. Now the parents do. The parents know that they're getting something out of it, and then there are so many engaged families at St. James that invest time in it, and invest their money, not just through their tuition, but also through support of the annual fund and capital campaigns and things like that. And those are incredibly important endeavors, as you well know, to keep the school moving. And an engaged Trojan family is the best kind of Trojan family, and we want to always have that.
Yeah, and we're very blessed to have that. Well, I appreciate you joining us this week for this particular game. It's always one that we circle on our calendar every year.
Absolutely.
And just, cheer the hardest for our kids. But appreciate the role that you've played in creating the great school that we have now. And just thank you for joining us, and go Trojans.
Go Trojans.
Discover your stunning new look at Doug's 2 Salon. Find your breathtaking new hairstyle or color with our expert stylists and salon artists, and look absolutely radiant with our extensions, balayage, and keratin treatments. You'll find products from Aveda and Bumble & Bumble. So even when you leave the salon, you keep looking sensational. Call to make your appointment and look and feel amazing today.
I'm Cliff Meidel, 2-time Olympic athlete in the sport of sprint kayaking. In 1986, my life changed forever when I struck 3 buried high-voltage cables while working on an excavation site. 30,000 volts of electricity blew through my body. I'm lucky to be alive and able to walk again. Accidents like mine can be avoided with a simple call to 811.
Accidents can happen to anyone. Know what's below. Always call 811 before digging. Brought to you by Alabama 811.
Hello, I'm Sheriff Derek Cunningham of the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. We're a proud supporter of St. James football.
being a member of this community and knowing that these students are part of our community, we at the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office would like to let you know that we support you this football season and we're here for you this football season.
If joint pain or athletic injury has you out of a game, call the Houston Clinic team at 334-245-6605. Doctors Lee Murphy and Derek Wessner are seasoned healthcare providers working to provide high-quality sports medicine care to the athletes of the River region. Dr. Murphy is an orthopedic surgeon. His clinical focus is on shoulder, elbow, and knee disorders. Dr. Wessner is a veteran and primary care sports medicine physician specializing in the primary care treatment of all musculoskeletal conditions. Visit Doctors Murphy and Wessner at Houston Clinic on Taylor Road in Montgomery.
Well, we're back here at Carlisle Field. Brad and I were enjoying the performance by the St. James Marching Band. And, Brad, that's what they call in the radio business dead air.
That means you're not making money.
It means you're not making money. And it also means they may not pay us because we weren't paying attention.
That's right.
St. James and Trinity tied at 14 at halftime. And offensively, Brad, St. James is able to move the football certainly much better.
Yeah, it's been a nice execution by the offense in the first half. And here are your rushing statistics. Grant Phillips, 13 carries, 84 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Outstanding. Zakowski, 4 carries for 20. Bass, 1 carry for 4. Yancey had 1 carry for -2, and Craig, 2 for -10. So 21 carries, 96 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the rushing department. Mason Craig throwing the ball tonight. He got 3 of my 6 passes completed, 3 of 5 for 70 yards. He connected with Grant Phillips on two receptions for 47 yards. By the way, that gives Grant 131 all-purpose yards for the game in the first half alone. Benton Alford caught 1 for 23. So 26 offensive plays, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns, a 6.3 yard per average on an offensive play. Pretty dang good. Leading tacklers, Darian Williams, actually leading tackler with 3, and he had a half of a tackle for loss. A TFL with Zakowski. Henry Wright with 3. And got a fumble, and we got an interception from Catchings. So good defense.
A good first half for St. James. You look at you look at the starting field position. We were talking about that during the halftime break, during the interview. And, again, many thanks to Alyssa Cantrell every week giving us insight. What she's doing this year is she's interviewing St. James alums, and that's neat to hear about their experiences. And but St. James, their last 3 possessions started at their own 42, their own 41, and the Trinity 37 after that Catchings interception. And St. James unable to get any points on those 3 possessions. And we certainly hope we don't look back at those, Brad, and say, St. James had opportunities in the first half to make some progress and just unable to do it. And you have to give some credit to the Trinity defense. They don't look like much when they're lining up. But they play so fast.
Yes.
And I will say, except for that middle linebacker, Wilson Cherry.
Yeah, Wilson Cherry, probably 8 tackles, 7 tackles.
Yeah, something.
In the first half.
Yeah. We've blocked him very, very few times.
He's had a pretty good run at our running backs and quarterback.
He plays in the middle. The alignment's a little different. They've got 3 linebackers, but the middle linebacker is generally over the center, maybe in the A gap on one side or the other, and the other 2 linebackers are outside the tackles.
Yeah.
And St. James' success running the football has been straight ahead, really more than they've been able to get outside, because Trinity again, outside with at least 2 guys, if not 3, from the tackle out. And running stunts with those, making it very difficult sometimes for St. James to get a hat on a hat.
A couple of times it's bit them. They've gotten too far up the field and ran right by the running back.
The touchdown run for Phillips.
The touchdown run for 59 yards, and then an 8-yard run in the first quarter as well. Same kind of thing. Ran past the the running back Grant Phillips, and Grant was able to get a nice pickup.
Well, I'm going to say now what I wasn't going to say at the end of the first half when St. James was trying the 52-yard field goal. Last year, in a 28-7, St. James lost to Trinity. They scored 3 touchdowns, Brad, in the last minute 37 of the first half, including calling a timeout with 3 seconds to go in the half, forcing St. James to punt. They blocked it and picked it up and scooped it in and ran for a touchdown. So the Trojans dodged that bullet.
I tried to erase that memory.
Yeah. Well, I told the story in the pregame. I was in Tuscaloosa and listening on the radio, went into Archibald's Barbecue to pick up barbecue for Saturday.
Nice.
I'm in there, no exaggeration, 5 minutes at the most. It's 7-0 when I go in. It's 28-0 when I come back out. This is a big possession for St. James here. Going to boot the ball away to Trinity. Let's see what the Wildcats have done at halftime. Have they made some adjustments? Have they made any changes? And see how the St. James defense can hold up on this first possession. Get the ball back to the offense with the game tied. That's the goal here for the Trojans, as they will boot it away to start the second half. St. James will defend the south goal. We told you, Trojans in their blue jerseys, trimmed in gold and white pants trimmed in gold and blue, and that white helmet with the gold and blue Trojan on the side. Trinity in gray pants, white jerseys with blue numbers, a black helmet with a white cat paw on the side, and 2 guys deep for Trinity. Neither set of numbers can I see, Brad.
Me either.
And I got new contacts last Friday.
Oh, boy.
All right. Dylan Hines will boot it away for the Trojans. Let's see if he can put this one in the end zone. Going to be very close. It's going to hit at the 5 and bound in. That was an interesting approach by the Trinity return guys.
He didn't want it.
He didn't want it. The ball hit at the 5. He could have easily caught it.
Taken it. Yeah.
Let it bound into the end zone, and Trinity starts at their own 20, I think, for the 4th time tonight. 1, 2, 3. They start at their own 20 for the 4th time. 3 kickoffs into the end zone and 1 punt into the end zone that St. James honestly should have down. Across the front for the Trojans, it's Will Stingwinder, Max Ward, Landon Wiggum, and Dylan Hines. It's Wright and Zakowski are the linebackers. We'll get the secondary for you in a second. Run it straight ahead, nothing much. Trojans are dropping right at the line of scrimmage. They ran that same play that they hurt St. James with in the first 2 possessions. But since those first couple of possessions, inside running has not been where Trinity has hurt the Trojans. It's been outside. Trinity going without a huddle here. St. James playing both ways, and they're going to try to tire the Trojans out. Man in motion. This way is the quarterback, Sharpless. That one's completed for a first down. He threw that baby on the run, eluding the rush of Dawson Knowles for St. James. They'll mark it at the 33, and that's a first down for Trinity. You're just joining us at St. James 14, Trinity 14, and we're early in the third quarter. 11 minutes to go by the time the Wildcats will snap this one away, and they've got St. James spread all over the field out here. 3 wide receivers to the far side of the field, and everybody's man-to-man. The snap is high, and they'll throw that bubble screen, and it's dropped.
I thought we were going to get a pick. I thought Grant Phillips was going to intercept it.
Well, and did you see why he didn't get to the ball?
He got hooked.
Yeah, he got hooked. He got hooked by the receiver. The inside receiver on the bubble screen knew Phillips had a chance to intercept it, and he essentially grabbed him and pulled him down.
Yeah.
That's an incomplete pass. It's second down, and Trinity again without a huddle. They're looking to the sidelines, going a little faster here in the second half. Man in motion, resets behind the tackle in the guard in the B gap. Straight ahead, sprinting to the corner. St. James lost contain. He may be gone. Darian Williams gets him down. St. James got hooked on the outside. That was Steenwinder, and there's no contained man out there. Nobody to set the edge. And that run was by John Clements, and Trinity's got the ball at the Trojan 34. This is play 5 of the drive. St. James defense needs to dig in. Ball at the 34. Sharpless is in the gun. Man in motion. Now he resets again in the B gap as a blocker. Same play. Tried to cut back there, but Zakowski grabbed him and hanged on. Is it hanged on or hung on?
I like hung on.
I like hanged, but okay, you're probably right. Zukowski and Henry Wright on the stop. Really, back to the line of scrimmage. They gave him a yard. Sharpless is in the gun. 3 wide receivers, one of them in motion across the formation. He'll fake it to him. Knowles chases him, can't get there. That was incomplete over the head of the receiver.
So that's a few times that he has tried to throw on the run, and he's just not. It's not
quite as accurate.
Not quite as accurate.
You know, this kid started the season as the 3rd string quarterback.
He's doing a great job.
Mitchell was injured before the season. He's a fine athlete, going to play college football. Their 2nd string quarterback wasn't able to move the team very much, and so this is his 4th start. No, excuse me, 3rd start. 3 wide receivers here on a big 3rd and 8. Drop back to pass on a slant. He's hit short of the first down. If the Trojans will tackle him, it'll be 4th down, and they do. Let's see. It's going to be
they're going for it. Got
a couple of yards. And let's see if are they trying a field goal? No, they're bringing in a short yardage offense, and I think that big linebacker, Cherry, is going to be in the backfield to carry the ball. Sharpless is out, I think. They're just going to be in a wildcat formation here. Extra blockers. Trojans just got to dig in here. 4th down and 3. They're in something that looks like the Notre Dame box. 7 running straight ahead. Yeah. Got him in the backfield, and he'll go down. The Trojans hold on 4th down.
The man, Grant Phillips, TFL.
Grant Phillips on a little blitz inside, and the Trojans held Cherry. They snapped it to him, and nowhere. A 4th down stop by St. James, and the Trojans get the ball. 9:02 to go in the 3rd quarter. Well, we got what we asked for. Get the ball back with the game tied. St. James 14, Trinity 14.
Right, here we go.
Hands under center is Craig. Trojans still in that wing tee. 1 wide receiver. Ahead, lead blocker is Knowles, and what a nice block. And then he grabs Zukowski and pulls him forward.
Love it.
See where they mark it. It's going to be about 4, maybe even 5. You get 5 yards on 1st down, Brad. You do not complain.
I think they're going to give them 6.
You just keep moving. My daughter, my favorite lawyer, or one of my 2 favorite lawyers.
So you're about to get in trouble.
Yeah, I almost did. Texted me and said, how are the Trojans doing? I said, we're on radio. Hands under center is Craig. 2nd down, and we're going to say 4, Brad. Knowles resets from the left to the right. Straight ahead is Zukowski. Head down, spinning away. 1st down. 1st down, Miles Zukowski.
Nice.
Man, I wish he was 6'1", 195 or 200.
Oh,
he'd be playing tomorrow in Athens, Georgia, because there's nobody who plays any harder. Delbridge is going to bring the play in. The ball at the 47 of the Trojans. 2 runs and a 1st down. Delbridge split out this way. Wide receiver for the Trojans. He's going to be a good player before he leaves here. Probably next year's running back, I would think. Hands under center. Again is Craig. A little sweep with Grant Phillips sprinting to the corner. Grant Phillips turns. There's only one man who can catch him. He does not. Grant Phillips, 52 yards, and the Trojans take the lead. Grant Phillips lined up in the wing back, not at running back. They brought him across the formation with 2 blockers, and he ran untouched for the Trojans touchdown. 7:20 to go, and St. James leads 20-14. That's a 4-play touchdown drive. Dylan Hines will attempt the extra point. We had 2 low snaps on field goal attempts in the first half. That was a good one. And that kick is high and long and good. St. James 21, Trinity 14. You stay with us. This is St. James football on RBZ.
Go, go, go! That's life. And at CB&S Bank, we help you keep up. We're redesigning financial freedom with the most sophisticated digital products. Check balances, pay bills, transfer funds, manage your card, and even deposit checks from wherever you are. Make purchases using your CB&S Bank debit card through your mobile device with Mobile Wallet in participating stores and restaurants. Learn more at cbsbank.com. Charges and fees may apply from your cellular service provider. Contact your service provider for information. Member FDIC.
From all the employees at Adams Drugs, we want to say thank you to those who already trust us with your health care and prescription needs. If you are looking for a pharmacy, we would like to invite you to visit our website, adamsdrugs.net, and find a location nearest to you. We have 12 locations in the River region with services such as wellness screenings, blood pressure checks, and compounding, just to name a few. Please come in and experience the Adams Drugs difference. We look forward to serving you and your family.
We're back here at St. James. Trojans lead 21-14 on the strength of a 52-yard Grant Phillips touchdown run. That's 3 TDs for him tonight, right, Brad?
Yeah, 137 yards on 14 carries.
And playing defense.
Run the ball and stop the run.
All right, let's see if the Trojans can boot this baby in the end zone. The return guys for Trinity have backed up to the 5. I don't think they'll let this one bounce if it's short. It's not.
No.
And that one's going to be a touchback. I watched it because it was right at the pylon. Like, is he going to call it?
Yeah, I think he could have called it either way. But
this is drive 5 that starts at the 20 for Trinity.
5.
Yeah. This is like when Trinity had the Papanastus guy who kicked the dadgum kickoff in the end zone every time.
Yeah.
And St. James started on the 20 his senior year. I promise you at least 5 times.
Yes.
Every time they scored, the ball was kicked into the end zone.
80 yards to go.
80 yards to go. I'm going to tell you a detail in a second after this play. Sharpest in the gun. Same little buck sweep out there. It's blocked pretty well, but the Trojans chase him from inside. They'll drop. That's Clements. They'll drop him for only a couple. See where they mark it. It's going to be second down, and he picked up 4. It'll be second and 6, a little more than I thought. Ball across the way now. Trinity again in this 3 wide receiver look. St. James covering out here man-to-man. Sharpless straight back to pass. They run a screen. Trojans don't smell it very well.
Oh, what a good
get
tackle.
Him down. Nice tackle by Grant Phillips. Again. Now, they run the screen, and that big guy, Solomon, what's his last name? Solomon Marlowe. He's running at Darian Williams. 347 blocked Darian Williams, who's listed at 165. And if he weighs 165, I weigh 180.
Yeah, big mismatch.
First down and 10, Trinity. Sharpless calls for it. Running straight ahead, sprinting outside. We don't set the edge again, but there's Luke catching.
Look at Luke.
Who once again does not know he's 5'7", 140.
What a tackle.
Man, he stood up Clements, who's listed at 185, stood him up and rode him out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. In fact, a loss of 1. It's second down.
Well, he defended the stiff arm, too, which is huge.
Nice play by that young man.
They used to teach us if they put it out there, take it.
Yeah.
Take that arm.
All right, Trinity with 2 wide receivers now. Sharpless on play action, got hit as he threw. And the receiver didn't see it. Thrown behind him. I said, because I saw how far Darian Williams was behind the receiver. But the receiver went in and Sharpless threw it out.
I didn't realize Darian was that close to the ball. When he turned around, if he had recognized second.
You're right, just a second earlier. Max Ward's going to come out from the defensive line, going to give him a little break on 3rd and 11. Let's mark this as a big, big play. The Trojans could get the ball back with the lead if they can make a stop here. Sharpless throws deep. Oh, what a nice throw Wow. Wow, it's caught at the 45.
Man, that was a great throw. Man, what a
Sharpless
throw.
on the roll to his right.
He wasn't bothered running out of the pocket that time.
That's the
Throwing ball.
Snyder, the receiver. He's about the same size as Luke Catchings, and Catchings was covering him. Just the ball was thrown perfectly. 1st and 10 at the Trojans 45. 5:07 to go. Pressure out there. Grant Phillips couldn't get him down. They completed a pass across the way.
They are gashing us now.
Yeah. That's completed across the 30, about the 29, and that's another first down. Again, it was 3rd and 11, and then they run, just a little quick bubble screen across the way. And St. James, you got to be disciplined on those screens. You got to get outside the receiver, force him back in, and then your pursuit's got to catch him. You can't make the tackle. Sharpless again, straight back. No pressure. Oh, almost intercepted.
Wow.
Grant Phillips stepped in front of it. Sharpless did not see him.
Pick 6.
And that was almost.
Man, that would have been beautiful. And they have been they're trying to gas us. They are no huddle and getting to the ball within about 12, 15 seconds and snapping it again.
Over at the Perry Brassfield household, they're listening, and he said, Gus says he can smell it. Sharpless in motion. Back to pass again. Time again. Overthrown. No. Touchdown, Trinity. Yes, touchdown. Wow. 30-yard. And that pass was to John Allen Schroll. And that one was on 2nd down and 10. Trinity pulls within 1. It's 21-20. 4:24 to go. Wow. I don't know what they're doing next year with Mitchell back, because this kid can play quarterback.
He can throw.
He can play quarterback. Snaps a little high, but the extra point is almost blocked, but it's good. So it's Trinity 21, St. James 21. We'll be right back. This is St. James football on WRBZ.
All aboard for Healthy Smiles. At Dentistry for Children, they love to make kids smile. Dr. Schreiber and Dr. Thomas specialize in pediatric dentistry, treating infants, children, and patients with special needs. You can trust Dentistry for Children to provide the highest quality care for children of all ages. Beautiful smiles begin at Dentistry for Children. Call today to make your appointment with their professional caring staff. Dentistry for Children in Montgomery and Wetumpka, proudly making kids smile for over 40 years.
Nothing gets your attention like the pain you get when it hurts to walk. When you have that pain, reach out to Southern Specialty Physicians. Dr. Brian Sellers is a board-certified vascular surgeon with over 15 years of experience. And Dr. Brandon McCullum is an experienced podiatrist. Southern Specialty Physicians are working to keep Alabama walking. Located across from the AUM Water Tower on Sydney Curve and online at ssp.care.
Trojans are going to take the kickoff at about the 20. That's Delbridge sprinting toward the middle of the field, and he's dropped. That leg kind of curled under him, but I think he's okay.
Got to go north and south.
They'll mark the ball back at the 15. See where they mark it. I think at the 18. See if the Trojans can answer. 4:24 on the clock. St. James has run 4 plays here in the second half. Trinity, 2, 4, 6, 7, 11, 13. St. James has run 4. Trojans with the ball now. Hands under center is the quarterback, Mason Craig. Running with it. Maybe a yard, and that's about it. That's Zukowski, and he got hit by number 11. You think there are more than one guy out there wearing 11?
Sure feels like it.
It sure does feel like it. Golly.
Oh my gosh.
Just not blocking him very well. But there's some guys who just will not be blocked.
Yeah.
You tip your hat to those guys. Pickup of a yard is 2nd and 9. See what the Trojans dial up here. Straight ahead, Zakowski right into the arms of that linebacker, Cherry.
Room up the middle, past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
So it's going to be 3rd down and 5. Ball's at the 23. The line to make will be the 28. Conrad Miller, a junior, brings in the play for St. James. He'll be out here at wide receiver. Tight end and a slot back to the wide side of the field, or the wing back. Trojans thought a man from Trinity stepped in the neutral zone. They didn't call it. Who's got the football? Mason Craig.
Go, Mason.
What a beautiful fake. And Craig will be knocked out of bounds at the 45.
Let it go, Mason
Wow.
Craig.
Man, did he ever hide that football. He faked it to Zakowski.
I thought Zakowski had it.
Yeah. And then he comes out of the pile with it, running into the open, and the Trojans converted 3rd down. The ball at the Trinity 43. 2:41 to go. Is there any way to run 14 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock in this possession and score on the last play of the game? I know the answer. I'm just wishing. Hands under center is Craig. Again, toss sweep to Zakowski. Again, lowers his shoulder, drags a man across the 40 to the 41.
Nice.
No, excuse me, the 40 to the 39.
That's just guts, man.
Yeah.
4 yards of just muscle.
4 yards, and the truth is we shielded a couple of their guys. Didn't block them.
I know.
Just shielded a couple of guys. Otherwise, and he saw 11, Wilson Cherry, and just lowered his shoulder.
Yep.
Ball at the 39, still in that wing tee. Tight end in the wingman shift to the wide side of the field. Zakowski again. He ran through the tackle.
Look at him.
Of Cherry. They're going to mark him just short of the 35. It'll be 3rd down and a yard. And if this is not 4-down territory, I'm not sitting in a chair in the press box at St. James. Unless there's some big loss, you're going for it here. It's really 3rd and 2. The ball, they moved the ball back to the 36, and they've got to get it inside the 34. So really a smidge more than 2. 2 wide receivers in the game for St. James. Here comes the blitz up the middle. Broke it, did Zakowski, and there's a 1st down. That's just so, and he's tired. Hands on his hips.
I know.
And, you know, there's just little things you know about the game if you've been around it your whole life. He's got both hands on his waist, tired, turned his back on the St. James sidelines so they didn't see him, and walked back in the huddle.
Nice.
1st down, Trojans. 30 seconds to go in the quarter. It's tied. On the sweep, Ford Bass cuts back. Ford Bass to the 10. Oh, tripped up at the 5. Ford Bass on a little. That's the buck sweep, Brad.
Yes, that's
when
it.
you've heard everybody talk about the buck sweep in single wing football, it's a counter. You pull the backside guard and tackle. What they call that play today is counter GT.
Got
You
it.
pull the guard and tackle from the backside. And that's going to be the last play of the 4th quarter. Enjoy about half of Basket Case. We'll be right back. This is St. James football.
Huh? Okay.
All right, we're back here at Carlisle Field, St. James, as we get ready for the fourth quarter. Tied 21-21, Trojans with the ball on the Trinity 5. See if the Trojans can get this baby in somehow, some way. Brad said during the break, Trojans been leaning on them all night. Their defense might be getting tired. Trojans in the single wing, shifting from left to right. Straight ahead, Zakowski, pushing, nothing. To the line, back to the line of scrimmage, maybe.
Zakowski takes the ball and he's going to go forward progress to the 4-yard line.
Yeah, they'll give him a yard.
Will be second down.
We start the fourth quarter. It's 21-21. Trinity had the ball twice in the third quarter. St. James had it once, scored on a 52-yard Grant Phillips touchdown run, and then Sharpless a 30-yard touchdown pass on 3rd and 11 to tie it back up. Ball's at the 4. Wide receivers offered way out to the left. The man in motion is Knowles. He resets to the left. Zakowski. A little more room there. Zakowski near the goal line.
Oh, my gosh.
Just short.
He was.
It looked like he was laying in the end zone, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the ball. I mean, literally, the ball is almost touching the goal line. It's 3rd down. Injured player out there on the field for St. James, I think.
Trying to see who it is.
Me too.
Well, you don't want to stop at your play, but you cannot help that.
No. Looks like somebody cramping. The way they're holding the legs and bending the toes back. I think so. This drive started at the St. James 18 after the Trinity kickoff. This will be play 10. You know how many passes the Trojans have thrown on this drive?
Not a one.
0.
Not a one.
Not a one. You've driven the ball 81 yards. That's Dawson Knowles. A little cramping action. You can tell by the way he's walking. He's played every play at the slot.
I know.
Or the wing back. It's hard to make myself say wing back. Somebody's got to come in there in that position. I think that'll be Dylan Hines, but not sure. We'll keep our eye on Knowles. He's just cramping up a little bit. See if the Trojans can get this baby in. Zakowski right behind Mason Craig. Is it a quarterback sneak? Yeah. Mason Craig pushing. I think he's in. Let's see. He's in.
Yes.
Mason Craig on a quarterback sneak. And it's 27-21 St. James. 10:24 to go. What time is it? It seems like we've been here for 6 hours. That's a 10-play, 82-yard drive. All of it on the ground, Brad.
All of it on the ground.
Dylan Hines will boot the extra point. Andrew Shaleta will hold. This kick's important. Trinity's got a really good kicking game. And that baby's right down the middle. It's St. James 28, Trinity 21. We'll be back. This is St. James football on RBZ.
When you speak with patients at Just for Grins Orthodontics, you hear things like, the staff is great. My daughter's teeth look perfect. I've been using them for over 2 years, and my service has been nothing short of amazing. Or, my teeth have always made me a little self-conscious. Just for Grins fixed that, and not only do my teeth look great, they make me feel great. If you or your family need braces or Invisalign in a lively environment using the latest technologies with over 3 decades of experience, let's make the smile of your dreams a reality. Visit justforgrinsortho.com. A fire can spread through your home or business in less than 2 minutes. That's why it's important to think ahead and have the proper fire protection installed before it's needed. Brendel Sprinkler Company can inspect your current system and help make sure that you have the proper equipment when it's needed. Brendel works in new construction, existing homes, and renovations. They not only want to help extinguish fires, they want to save lives. Since 1960, with over 5,000 successful installations. Find them online at brendelsprinkler.com.
All right, the Trojans answered after Trinity scored to tie it back up. St. James leads 28-21. Dylan Hines will boot that one across the way. A big run, couple of big runs to get the Trojans down there by both Bass and Mason Craig, Brad, that big keys on that drive.
Big keys on that drive. Craig, a 34-yard scamper. Really was beautiful, man. And Bass with a 26-yarder.
All right, here we go. Hines will boot it away. This one's going to be returnable. Taking it about the 10. Up the middle, sprinting to the outside across the 30, and he'll be tackled by Zakowski at the 30, about the 32, maybe the 33, at the 33. All right, let's see what the Trojan defense can do. I would say the last drive for Trinity, that touchdown was really sharpless. You know, he just completed a big third down pass, and then that touchdown throw was right on the money. He's in the gun. He runs that sweep, which they've run 20 times tonight. The tackle's broken. Another. Oh, my goodness. Get him on the ground. At the 50.
Come on, boys.
St. James just unable to set the edge out there. They had players out there, just unable to set the edge, and it's across St. James territory to the 48-yard line. St. James has 12 men on the field, I think. No, they don't. No, they don't. Man in motion, resets in the B gap as he has all night, and they'll run it this way. That's better defense, turned inside, but he still drags 3 tacklers with him.
You got
now near the 40.
8 yards on that play.
Yeah, St. James defense might be tired too. They marked the ball at the 40, at the 41. That's going to be about 6 yards, maybe 7 picked up. All right. Man in motion for Trinity to the left. He's going to reset as a wing back this time. Sharpest is going to keep it on the quarterback.
Oh, he fell.
Slide down.
He fell. Oh.
It's going to be third down.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be pretty bad if he got outside.
Hey, once again, I'm not exactly sure what Trinity's doing to our defensive tackles, but they can't get loose to get outside to set the edge. And he had running room. There's no question about that. Back to pass on 3rd down and 7. It's completed for the first down. Oh, no, they're going to get St. James for unnecessary roughness, I'm afraid.
Wow.
Bumped out of bounds right at the marker. I think it was Luke Catchings that hit him.
Can you not hit a guy out of bounds?
It's hard to tell from over here, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be unnecessary roughness. They talk about it. The white hat and the side judge talk it over. I don't know if he was calling it targeting. I'm not sure, but
if you're standing
it's
out
first down at the 38, personal foul, targeting against St. James.
Man.
That's 15 more yards. Trinity's going to have the ball at about the 25. No, the 22.
Dang.
On 3rd down and 8. That's 3 times tonight Trinity has wiggled away on 3rd down. First down Wildcats at the 22. See if the Trojans can dig in here. St. James is going to call a timeout, and I think that's very wise for Coach Ware. He wants to talk it over and give his guys a chance to get a break. We'll take a break with them. We'll be back in 60. St. James 28, Trojan and Trinity 21.
Confidence, experience, credibility. When your family is at stake, you need an attorney who's built a reputation on these three words. Katie Steenwinder. Whether it's divorce, custody, adoptions, or child support, Katie Steenwinder. Serving clients from Prattville and Wetumpka to Montgomery and Elba, Katie Steenwinder has developed her reputation with credibility, experience, and confidence. Call the law office of Katie Steenwinder in Montgomery, 262-2844. When your family is at stake, Katie Steenwinder. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
If you're looking for commercial real estate, Moore Company Realty is your go-to choice. The experienced team has a deep understanding of local markets and can help you find the perfect commercial property for sale or lease. They also offer comprehensive commercial property management services to ensure your investment is well taken care of. Their expertise and dedication to client satisfaction has allowed them to thrive for over 130 years. Find out more at moorecompanyrealty.com.
All right, they talked it over, but everything stayed as it was when we left you. It's first down, Trinity at the Trojans 22. They moved this ball way too easily. Run the buck sweep out here.
Holding.
There's holding.
Oh, my God. There we go.
Yeah.
How many flags?
Literally two guys grabbed Steenwinder.
Yep.
That might explain why the Trojans have not been able to set the edge.
Exactly. That was so obvious, though. Steenwinder trying to get away, and two different refs threw the flag.
It's going to be first and 20. That'll take it back to the Trinity 30. I mean, to the St. James 32.
From the side, it'll be back to the 34 yard.
All right, they moved the ball back to the 33. I was watching the official who marked it off on this hash mark, the near hash mark, and then ran across to the far hash mark and put the ball there. I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure either.
First and 20. Trojans just got to make the stop here. Just got to make the stop here after that big holding penalty. Man in motion again. Sharpless is going to keep it. Got outside the containment and completed a pass on the money, rolling to his right.
Wow.
Got the 10 yards back. Crossed the way.
22-yard line.
Tell you what, I'll say it again. I don't know what they're going to do with two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I know a school that needs one. Next year. All right, Sharpers is in the gun. It's 2nd and 10. Just dig in right here. Make a stop. Trojans going to hit the running back.
There we go.
That's Clemens. Did I see a flag? No?
No.
Going to be stopped right around the 20. Trojans, 2 or 3 guys just dragging themselves up off the ground. That was Wiggum on the bottom of the
Wiggum was on the very
pile.
bottom.
All right, here you go. 3rd down from the Trojan 20, the line to make the 12. So it's 3rd and 8. See if the Trojans can make a play here, force a field goal. Back to pass to Sharpless. They chase him. Oh, my goodness, he's wide open.
My goodness.
Touchdown, Trinity. Wow.
We ran that play against Talladega last week.
Yeah.
That same play.
22-yard pass on a wheel route.
Dang.
On 3rd and 8. That's the 3rd score by Trinity on 3rd down. And it's 27-28. 6:50 to go. Wow. What a high school football game. Down below, the St. James student screen blocked that kick. What a great idea.
There we go.
Almost by Grant Phillips, but it's good. Trinity 28, St. James 28. We're right where we started 2.5 hours ago. We'll be right back after a 60-second break. It's St. James football on RBZ.
When most people think of landscaping, they picture a few shrubs and a patch of grass. But at Tanner Landscaping, we transform spaces into lush, vibrant paradises. Based in Pike Road, our family-owned business specializes in both residential and commercial landscaping and irrigation. Our talented team is dedicated to making your landscape dreams come true. Find us on Facebook at Tanner Landscaping, LLC. We are proud supporters of St. James football. Go Trojans.
When a sports injury has you sidelined, Baptist Ortho Now offers comprehensive orthopedic care with no appointment from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Saturday, with board-certified specialists treating injuries and expert physical therapists administering everything from sports medicine to everyday recovery treatment. Baptist Ortho Now, getting you off the bench and back in the action. East Chase across from Target.
Back here at St. James, the Trojans returned the kickoff to the 23. That was Delbridge. Carried it for the Trojans.
Yeah, they're not going to call a horse collar.
No, that I think he just had the jersey.
Maybe
he
so.
might have had the back of the shoulder pads, but either way, Trojans will start on their 24. It's 28-28. Out over the football for St. James is Jack Caradori. Been out there all night long. Hands under center is Craig. Man in motion from left to right. Straight ahead, Zakowski. First down and more across the 35. They're hurting them off left guard, and I don't know what they're doing to block 11, Wilson Cherry. But that baby was straight ahead, right in the A gap.
12-yard pickup for Zakowski then. 65 yards on 14 carries. And he has really been the difference here in the second half.
I'm going to tell you something in a second, but I want to wait. Ball on the near hash here. 1st and 10 Trojans. 6 minutes to go. Game tied. Craig tosses it to Zakowski, and good gracious, did he get hit?
It looked like they had 11 men in that spot.
Yeah. They've had much more success running straight ahead more quickly. Okay?
Yeah.
St. James, this is the 3rd possession of the half. They've scored touchdowns on both possessions. Okay? They've not thrown a pass in the second half.
None.
No. 4, 6, 16 plays, all runs. Still in that single wing. Wing T, whatever you want to call it. Sweep to Ford Bass, and he's going to be dropped. Face mask, though. They call a face mask, and the Trojans may get a first down. Personal foul. That's going to be a 15-yarder. And Bass held on to the football, and I'm not sure I know how.
Yeah.
He got spun around by that big defensive lineman, Solomon Marlowe. Just for the record, Bass weighs 163 and Marlowe weighs 327.
327.
That's a 15-yard mark off all the way to midfield. What's the time, Sonny B? 5:09 to go. The ball right in the middle of the field, the nose touching the 50-yard line right on the Trojan logo. Wide receiver and a slot man to the left. Zakowski in the backfield, head down. Straight ahead with it. Zakowski inside the 50 to the 46. That'll be near a first down. He gets up limping, hands on his waist. Remember the Rocky movie, you know?
Yeah.
And Mick, his manager says, "I'm going to stop it. I'm going to stop this fight." And Rocky says, "Don't you stop nothing." Remember that?
Yeah.
That's Zakowski. He's like, "Come out of the game." No. 2nd and 6. Trojans with the ball. It'll be under 4 minutes when they snap it. A sweep with it is Grant Phillips, and they scream for a horse collar again. They're not going to call it, and it's 3rd down. I don't think it was a horse collar, honestly.
No, I don't think that was.
Ball's at the 44.
44-yard line.
Third down and 4. The line to make is the 40.
Was that Phillips?
That was Phillips.
Yeah, okay. He has only touched the ball. That's his second time.
Second carry this half?
Second carry this half.
Wow. The first one was a touchdown, was it not? Yeah, 52-yard run. All right, this is a big play. It's 3rd and 5. Man in motion across, and here comes the safeties. They're running in the gap, and Craig's got it, but not quite to the first down yardage. He's going to be about 2 yards short. Literally, Cherry, the middle linebacker, ran in that 1A gap, and the safety ran in the other A gap.
Yeah.
They have no fear that St. James is going to throw the ball. See what the Trojans are going to do here. The play clock's at 18. Looks like they're going for it. The play clock's down to 10. I don't know that they can get it snapped off. They're going to have to call timeout.
2 minutes to go in the game. Not a bad time.
2:44. We're going to keep it right here. Let me see if I can get it set for you. I want the players to move so I can see the ball. The ball is just inside the 42, and the line to make is the 40 because the nose of the ball was on the 50 after the personal foul penalty against the Wildcats.
It's a good 2 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's every bit of 2.
Every bit of 2 yards.
And look, they're going to sell out. They know St. James is not throwing, but if have you got the guts to throw it?
Well, if
just dump it out there to Grant Phillips in the flat.
I mean, think about that. We probably ran 14 plays, 15 plays, no passing. We that tells me that they like the matchup.
Yeah.
They like the block. They like the one-on-one matchups. They feel comfortable with that in the running game.
19 plays this half.
19 plays.
Every one of them are run. And the Trojans are going. Downside, Sharpless and the Trinity offense will have the ball right here with only 2 minutes to go. 2:44, actually. Well, if you've got on blue and gold and you're sitting down, I'd appreciate it if you'd stand up and put your chin strap on, if you don't mind. St. James in their short yardage formation. Grant Phillips has his hand under center. He'll roll this way and throw it incomplete. Incomplete. He just didn't have time to throw.
He didn't have any time to throw the ball.
No time to throw, and now St. James has got to play defense.
Got to play it. Oh, boy.
Ball at the Trinity 42. Here's the thing. If they had ran the ball, they wouldn't have gotten it.
I mean,
so. They literally had no fear about St. James throwing. All right, the ball at the Trinity 42.
All right, defense.
See if the defense can make a play. The ball at the 42. 2 wide receivers this way. Game tied 28-28. Trinity will run it straight into the line and get nothing.
Nice. Dawson Knowles was in on that.
Yep.
We're glad to see he's
Knowles back in there, I think. Yep.
The very bottom was Sikowski.
Gave him absolutely nothing. They ran that little play off guard. The problem is it's 2nd and 10, and they're going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
You know they are. Yep, back to pass. Pressure on him. This one is overthrown and incomplete.
No flag. Oh my.
Literally
goodness.
threw the flag 30 seconds after.
Are you kidding me?
Now he's going to walk up and talk to the white hat. I'm not so sure I've ever seen that.
I've never seen one that late.
The ball was way overthrown.
Man.
But that's going to give Trinity the football at the 42. I mean, no chance to catch it. All right, got to dig in. I said Trinity 42, but the St. James 42. They run that sweep out there again. Going to hit him out of bounds, are the Trojans, but a pickup of 5 or 6. Let me check the clocks. 28-28. Clock's still running. 1:50 to go. Trinity trying to get in field goal range. Ball at the pickup of 4. The ball at the 37. Really the 38. Sharpless again. Same play again. Not much. Going to be short. Going to be third down.
Yep.
Trinity's going to call timeout. 1:25 to go. I'm keeping it right here. See if they mark it. It's going to be third and only about a yard. No, make it 2.
You think they throw it here?
I think they can. I think you can throw it on third because it's just 2 yards, maybe a yard and a half, and you can go for that on fourth. I think you can throw it on third if you want to.
You can drag somebody right across until they clear. Just got to play good defense here and dig in.
St. James tired. No question about that. Looking at the guys out there as they talk it over with head coach Larry Ware and defensive coordinator Jeff Corley.
Hey, we've got the geo map here. Folks listening to us literally all over the world. Montgomery, Alabama, Seattle, Tacoma, Austin, Texas, Birmingham, Columbus, Ohio, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia.
Wow.
Germany and Australia. Thank you for tuning in for the broadcast on WRBZ and the Trojan Radio Network.
That's excellent. Welcome all those folks across the big pond. You missed a heck of a high school football game. Now, there was a flag thrown during the timeout.
What?
Yeah. I've never seen a penalty during the timeout. Now, I think he's picking the flag up. Oh, it's a sideline warning.
Oh.
How can you get a sideline warning during a timeout?
During the timeout.
All right, let's set this for you. The ball's at the Trojan 34. The line to make is the 32. So it's a full 2 yards. Sharpless is in the gun. Straight ahead running. Knife down. No, he broke a tackle and he's gone.
No!
He's gone. Touchdown, Trinity. That's the 4th touchdown on third down tonight.
I know.
Wow.
Man.
1:14 to go.
They had them. Just not enough.
Could not wrap him up and get him down. And it's 34-28. St. James went for it in the middle of the field. Turned it over on downs. Now you got to hope for a big play and tie it up somehow. This block, the extra point is blocked. The extra point is blocked by the Trojans.
I think it was Steenwinder.
And you're still alive, Brad.
Still alive.
Still alive. 1:14 to go. What a high school football game. And Trinity's been stopped once without scoring in the second half. St. James has been stopped one time. But a missed extra point.
That was a 58-yard drive. The final 34 coming.
Wow. St. James has played really. You couldn't ask a whole lot more of what St. James has done tonight. Whatever happens in the last 1:14. And certainly this offense is not built to score in a minute 14.
No, you've got to get a good return right here. This is going to tell us a lot about what's about to happen.
There is no rule against returning the kickoff for a touchdown. Just so you know, it's allowed. Delbridge and Offord deep for St. James. Here we go. Delbridge at the 5. Delbridge sprinting to the middle of the field. One block, another. Delbridge across the 30 to the 36.
Not bad, not bad.
No.
He is a good return guy.
He really is. Done a very good job tonight. Trojans with only one timeout, I think.
I was about to ask you that. I was
I think
about to
one.
ask you.
Yeah, I think one.
Yeah, I think we had to take two.
All right, they mark it at the 35. All right, my black pen has died on me. All right, in the gun is Mason Craig. Back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Run, my man. Get out of bounds. All right, got to get up. He picked up about 6. St. James got to run back, line up again. Trojans hurrying. He spikes the ball, and that cost a down, but it did stop the clock with 50 seconds.
Good job. Good job.
So it's 2nd and 4.
He was really trying to get to the sidelines.
Yeah, he was.
And there was a defender that kept him in.
All right, the ball at the Trojan 41. Craig will be in the shotgun. The Trojans with 4 wide receivers. Those offensive linemen up there are tired, but guys, just give him a little time. Here comes 11 on a blitz. Runs untouched, but can't get there. Craig throws it over the head of the receiver, and it's 4th down, right? It's 4th down.
Third.
It shows 3rd, but it's 4th because he spiked the ball.
4th down.
It's 4th down for the Trojans. 45 seconds to go. Well, okay, if they're going to call it 3rd down, it can be 3rd down. Now they've got it at 4th. Trojans got to pick up 4 yards. Craig's got to complete the first pass of the second half right here. He calls for it. Blitzing, throws it deep, and underthrown and incomplete.
Oh, man.
Pass up the middle, ball short and incomplete.
And the ball goes over on downs.
Ball will turn over on down. First down.
Trojans are going to come up a little short.
Man, what a game.
Trinity should be able to kneel this one out. And it'll be 34-28 Wildcats. You know, you really just couldn't you had to score every time you got the ball.
I know. In this
You
game.
know.
And we handled the clock very well.
We did.
A timeout is called by Trinity.
You know, you did everything right. You know, you can't second guess anything. At halftime, I said, you know, you had 3 possessions, one that started in the Trinity half of the field, and 2 that started outside your own 40 in succession in the first half, and you got 0 points. You know,
opportunities.
Yeah, and just not able to take advantage of those. And you know, I'm sorry you got and I said in the pregame, you know, that young man out there that plays quarterback for Trinity is special to me and to my family. And I said I hoped he had a good game tonight. And St. James scored more points. I got half my wish because he played a fabulous game for Trinity.
He did.
And so did these St. James guys. What an effort by the Trojans. St. James 1-5 on the year now, but they are not a 1-5 football team. There are big portions of the season ahead of them. We get back to region play next week, but tonight there's a whole team of disappointing guys in blue and gold. Final score is Trinity 34 and St. James 28. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, a 2-minute break. We'll break for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll recap everything for you. Final score, Trinity 34, St. James 28. This is St. James football on RBZ.
Nothing gets your attention like the pain you get when it hurts to walk. When you have that pain, reach out to Southern Specialty Physicians. Dr. Brian Sellers is a board-certified vascular surgeon with over 15 years of experience. And Dr. Brandon McCullum is an experienced podiatrist. Southern Specialty Physicians are working to keep Alabama walking. Located across from the AUM Water Tower on Sydney Curve and online at ssp.care. When you speak with patients at Just for Grins Orthodontics, you hear things like, the staff is great. My daughter's teeth look perfect. I've been using them for over 2 years, and my service has been nothing short of amazing. Or, My teeth have always made me a little self-conscious. Just for Grins fixed that, and not only do my teeth look great, they make me feel great. If you or your family need braces or Invisalign in a lively environment using the latest technologies with over 3 decades of experience, let's make the smile of your dreams a reality. Visit justforgrinsortho.com. A fire can spread through your home or business in less than 2 minutes. That's why it's important to think ahead and have the proper fire protection installed before it's needed. Brendel Sprinkler Company can inspect your current system and help make sure that you have the proper equipment when it's needed. Brendel works in new construction, existing homes, and renovations. They not only want to help extinguish fires, they want to save lives. Since 1960, with over 5,000 successful installations. Find them online at brendelsprinkler.com.
Confidence, experience, credibility. When your family is at stake, you need an attorney who's built a reputation on these 3 words. Katie Steenwinder. Whether it's divorce, custody, adoptions, or child support, Katie Steenwinder. Serving clients from Prattville and Wetumpka to Montgomery and Elba, Katie Steenwinder has developed her reputation with credibility, experience, and confidence. Call the law office of Katie Steenwinder in Montgomery, 262-2844. When your family is at stake, Katie Steenwinder. No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
We're back here at Carlisle Field. Down below, the St. James Band plays the alma mater, and the football players and cheerleaders and many members of the senior class stand and face the band. And to our right, Trinity gathered around their head coach. That's Brian Seymour. Tip your hat to Trinity. They made more big plays tonight than St. James, and that really was the game in a nutshell. The Trojans just couldn't get a stop on 3rd down. If we go back tonight, Brad, and look at the tape, you're going to see about 6 3rd down plays that if St. James had gotten one single stop, just one.
And they scored.
Yeah, if they had gotten just one single stop on any of those 3rd downs. Any of them, this game is different. But Trinity leaves here 5-1, and St. James leaves here 1-5. We'll take a look at the stats in a minute, but we broke a string that goes all the way back to 2013 in this game. Trinity beat St. James in 2013, and the Trojans rushed for more yards than Trinity, but Trinity won the game. Beginning in 2014 and all the way until tonight, the winner of this game was the team that ran the football for more yards, but not tonight.
And we ran it well.
St. James ran the football tonight well, had 2 empty possessions in the second half, and in the end, that was it. Let's take a look at the numbers.
Yeah, the numbers in the rushing department. Guys, you're not going to believe this. If I told you that St. James would rush the ball 40 times for 267 yards and 4 touchdowns, and end up
I tell you, there'd be a bunch of
game.
happy guys down there.
I know. Grant Phillips, heroic night, 15 carries, 139 yards, 3 touchdowns. Zakowski, 16 carries, 68 yards. Bass had 2 for 30, a great scamper in the second half. Yancey 1 for -2, and Craig ends up making a key run in the second half as well. But he had 6 carries, 32 yards. Passing department, 3 completions on 7 attempts for 70 yards. Total offense on the night, 48 plays, 337 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
The best offensive night of the season, I think.
No doubt.
And the Trojans, I see they're saying, okay, what do I say next? A football team that a week ago tonight at 6 o'clock, just didn't have much in them. Found a way to win last Friday night. And that team expected to win tonight. St. James expected to win. But Trinity just made more plays. Lance Sharpless, we don't have their stats, okay? But the first touchdown was a touchdown pass. That's 14-14 at halftime, right? I'm looking at my their third touchdown. That's 2 touchdown passes, a run by Clements, and a pass. Literally, he threw 3 touchdown passes.
I know.
literally 3. And St. James just unable to get that stop on that last drive. A key targeting penalty cost the Trojans 15 yards. And again, just difficulty getting off the field on 3rd down. But this one's over.
Yeah.
And there's another football game next Friday night. As St. James will be on the road next Friday in Tuskegee against Booker T. Washington. We'll be back in region play. This was a non-region weekend for everybody. Bullitt County, Handley, and BTW all with 3-0 records in the region. But St. James, Tallahassee, and Cleveland County all at 1-2. So St. James has region games left against Booker T. Washington, Cleveland County, Mumford, and Tallahassee. Win 3 of those 4, and you're in the playoffs.
And you're in.
Even standing now at 1-5. So there's still a lot for this football team to play for, though there's no way to spell this any other way than it's a disappointing night for St. James. Next Friday night, I almost said we'll join you, but Brad and I will be subbed. Wes and J.R. Brown will bring you the play-by-play next Friday night from Tuskegee as St. James gets back in region play. And if they can run the football next Friday night the way they did tonight, then they've got a super chance to win that football game. And we hope you'll join us beginning at 6:15. I'll have the pregame show for you, and then I'll hand the microphone off to J.R. Brown and Wes Stewart as they'll bring the play-by-play to you. Brad, thanks for the hard work tonight and for helping us bring what was a fabulous high school football game to the St. James family. We appreciate it very much. So one final time for head of school Larry McLemore, for head football coach Larry Ware, and the young men from St. James who played their you-know-what off tonight, for the folks at Little Engine Broadcasting who helps bring it to you. I'm Sonny Brashfield, and the final score, Trinity 34 and St. James 28. Rich, I wish you'd been here to see this. We love you, Gus. Good night.